Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Coach Kenny Smith Show. It's brought to you by Regions Bank. I'm Jeff Matthews, along with Coach Kenny Smith. And, Coach, it never gets redundant to say congratulations on another victory, but congratulations.
Thank you. I hope we get to keep doing that for till up into December. But kids off to a good start, and we hope to keep it going. And it's been very enjoyable and having a lot of fun. And kids are very deserving, and because of their effort and their attitude, and hopefully we can piece that and hold that together for several more weeks and continue going forward.
A lot of people got to play Friday night, and I know you like that. The kids get the chance to play on Friday night under those lights.
That's outstanding. I always like to see that. We have our junior varsity and our sophomore stuff on Monday nights, but there's nothing like the speed of a game and a Friday night, get some action. Your mom and daddy there, and you got a full house, and that just adds a lot to it. And it's all. I always like to get into situations where we get to play a lot of kids.
We talk a lot about Peyton Hillis, but, man, you rode the shoulders of that big man a lot Friday night.
Well, Parkview was doing some things that they were going to, if we could execute, Peyton stuff was there. But, offensive line did a heck of a job. You've got a running back that rushed for over 200 yards and another running back that rushed for over 100. So they're not going to be able just to load up on Peyton. We feel like our offensive line is really taking a lot of pride in themselves as an interior unit. And I think that's wonderful. Obviously, I won't allow them to place themselves above the team or anything like that, but they do. Those six guys up there think of themselves as one, and they're really, really, really doing a heck of a job and getting better each week. And that's what I like to see is the improvement that we've made from week to week in our interior line up there. And boy, if they'll just continue with that work ethic and wanting to improve, then that unit has a chance to be something special.
Let's talk about the defense. It's 2 weeks in a row we've faced some very speedy players other side of the football. There was some speed in Parkview and in Central's backfield.
That's our conference. The West Conference is throw here, throw there, run, catch that, and do that. And ours is speed. Everybody we've got on our schedule from here on is going to have a speed back, and sometimes two or three. Obviously, Central's possesses a lot of speed. Parkview's got 3 or 4 that possess great speed, and they can take the distance. They can take it the distance, 60 or 70 yards on any time you mess up, and that's why we have to play great fundamental football, play assignment football, get to where we're supposed to be, and have everyone doing that, and that gives you a chance against speed backs. You can't arm tackle, you got to come up there and put the helmet on them and so forth, and so hopefully we're going to continue to do that and even get better at doing that, and so again, we're not going to play anyone that doesn't have a speed back.
Friday night, North Little Rock. We'll talk about that game next, and it's coming up on the Coach Kenny Smith Show, brought to you by Regions Bank.
A fishing guide in the bayou, a businessman downtown, a farmer down in Wiregrass country. As diverse as they are, they all have one thing in common: Regions and Morgan Keegan. For millions of people across the South, Regions and Morgan Keegan offer the financial strength to do more. With over 720 locations, a commitment to customer service, and the investment strategy of a true industry leader. Regions and Morgan Keegan, the strength to help you do more.
Welcome back to the Coach Kenny Smith Show. It's brought to you by Regions Bank. I'm Jeff Matthews, along with Coach Smith. And, Coach, let's talk about North Little Rock. They're a team that got their first win last Friday night, and their season is Friday night, if you will, when they face the Wampus Cats.
Well, we've got that target on us anyway, and North Little Rock coming off a victory, their kids are feeling good about themselves. They know what it feels like to win, the jubilation, the celebration that goes along with that, with all your friends and fans and so forth. And for high school kids and even for high school coaches, that's a great feeling to see that type of thing. They had a 15-game longest in the state losing streak. They've snapped that thing right there. They've got a ranked team coming to town, a team that they've had some success with, and it's going to be a heck of a football game for us. And we certainly can't go down there lightly, because they do have tasted victory. I wish they would have waited 2 more weeks before that happened. Coach Burrell's a good friend of mine. I've coached with him and against him for a long time, and I'm proud that he got that anvil off his back on the losing deal. But I wished he'd have waited a little while before that would happen. But hey, they're 1-1 in the conference, and they're still their goals a lot of their goals for their team are still out there in front of them, with the conference championship still out there, state playoffs are still out there, and so they've got a lot to play for, and as well as our kids do, and hopefully, our guys are going to buy into that and know that, hey, we're going down there for a battle, and we got to play to the best of our capabilities.
Is that part of the coaching staff's challenge this week, is to not have the players look forward that one more week? And it should be 2 unbeatens against Little Rock McClellan, but you got to play North Little Rock first.
I don't want my kids looking at that. They need to leave that up to let me do that. But that, we've had 2 big victories to kick off the year right off the bat, and played pretty solidly 4 quarters in those ball games. And then, we play Van Buren and we take off a quarter, and we're kind of hoping that your kids learn the lessons, because that could have been a battle right there. We have a big win against Little Rock Central, stayed in there and played 4 hard quarters and won in the end. We play Parkview here, and we totally take off the second quarter. Went to sleep and took a nap and picnics and everything else in the second quarter, and then came back in the third and fourth quarter and played well. But to go very far, to continue and to get where we want to be, where our kids want to be and what they deserve to be, we got to play 4 quarters, and until we learn to do that, no matter what the competition is, no matter what it says on the scoreboard, you got to play hard. Scott Coulter, bless his heart, he played hard every snap that he was out there. He can no longer play high school football because of a freak thing. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing we've tried to pound into these kids, is that you don't know when your last play is, and especially if you're a senior, high school football and football may be over with here, and so don't take for granted that everything's going to be lovely. Go out there and make it happen, and play with that intensity, play with that passion that you have for the game, and because one of these days it's not going to be there. So hopefully that's going to soak in with them, and we're going to get that. We're going to get that execution. We're going to get that passion for the game, and we're going to come out there and get after people.
Speaking of Scott, the 3 players that played in his place Friday night, I thought played well.
Yes, and Nathan Caldwell, I really have to take my hat off to him. As the game progressed, he got a lot better, and then he was very, ify's not the right word, but he was very passive, and as the game progressed, he got more aggressive because he got more comfortable in his role. Mm-hmm. We didn't add a whole lot to him. We kind of, kept it vanilla right there. But hopefully we're going to add some things, and as he progresses, we're going to progress. And Blake Reagan came in and did a nice job. And then we may have to do that by committee for a little while. But I was really, really concerned about Nathan in the first half. The second half, after I had time to review the film and go through it and look through all that, I felt a whole lot better about it. And I think Nathan may be a surprise for us.
Well, it'll be good. We need a good surprise, a good break here with losing Scott. That's Coach Kenny Smith. I'm Jeff Matthews. The Coach Kenny Smith Show is brought to you by Regions Bank. Kickoff from North Little Rock is next on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
A young adventurer in the mountains, a captain on the river, a retired couple on the coast. As diverse as they are, they all have one thing in common: Regions and Morgan Keegan. For millions of people across the South, Regions and Morgan Keegan offer the financial strength to do more. With over 720 locations, a commitment to customer service, and the investment strategy of a true industry leader. Regions and Morgan Keegan, the strength to help you do more.
Conway is your new hometown, let John Walters Chevrolet be your new hometown dealership. Here at John Walters Chevrolet, you'll find hometown folks who care about you. No pressure from this sales department, just good, honest value. Like this extended Chevy Trailblazer with a new third seat at a price that will surprise you. John Walters Chevrolet will solve your transportation problems, not create new ones. Whether Conway's your hometown or you're a nearby neighbor, shop John Walters Chevrolet. Exit 127 Conway.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Charging Wildcat Stadium. It's Conway Wampus Cat football on Conway Corporation, Channel 81. I'm Jeff Matthews along with Jim Files. And Jim, tonight we're in North Little Rock for week 3 of conference action. Two teams seemingly going in different directions, but maybe not so much. If you look on paper, this North Little Rock team, actually a surprise you found before the game. They could be in the playoffs if it all stopped tonight, but it doesn't stop tonight.
No, it doesn't. And on the surface, it does look like it's an easy game for Conway, but if you dig a little deeper, you'll see because of the point differential, if the playoffs were held today, North Little Rock would make the playoffs as a 4th team. And if you look at last week's game, Conway beat Parkview 35-14. That's a 21-point victory.
Right.
North Little Rock beat Hall by 25. And the week before, Parkview beat Hall in overtime. So, and I know I'm going to some real deep depths here.
There's some depth there, yes.
But this could be a good game. And it's a game that Conway should not take lightly.
Well, it's the type of game that I know from talking to Coach Kenny Smith that his team is not taking lightly. They realize, and they're smart enough to know, that it takes one victory at a time to get a victory in the conference season. If you want to win the conference championship, you've got to win each of them. You can't do anything tonight about Little Rock McClellan.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do anything tonight about Bryant. All you can do tonight is something about North Little Rock, and that's where the Wampus Cats' focus is, and I expect a good performance from them tonight.
Yeah, and with all that said about digging under the surface, this is going to be a Conway victory unless, they just come out here and play awful. But I suspect and would guess that it's going to be a good game for at least a half, and then I think you'll start to see Conway's depth. The defense, that Charging Wildcat defense is going to start feeling Peyton Hillis as he's coming through the line, and they're going to get tired of tackling him, and you're going to start to see some big plays probably.
A player to watch for the North Little Rock Charging Wildcats that we'll watch tonight is number 17. We've heard a lot about this kid. Is Josh Dixon is his name. He is a sophomore quarterback, and there are a lot of talented sophomores we've seen this year. Obviously, Clark Irvin and Mickey Dean come to mind from Little Rock Central.
Right.
But the thing about a sophomore player, and we saw this with Peyton Hillis last year, is every game they play is one more game under their belt, and that's experience, and that's what Josh Dixon has now. He led this team to the first win in 15 or 16 games last week.
Right.
His confidence is sky high right now.
Oh, yeah, and the sophomores, it just lets you know the Central Division, it's loaded with starters right now, sophomores. So the best years are ahead in the next couple of years for Central and for this North Little Rock team.
Something to watch for Conway tonight will be the play of both Nathan Caldwell on offense and Adrian Wyrick on defense. Those are the two players who are essentially taking the spot of one player, that one player, senior Scott Coulter, that of course we still miss as Wampus Cat fans, who was injured 2 weeks ago against Little Rock Central. So we'll have to watch how Nathan Caldwell does tonight. He started last week and played most of the game, but didn't get any carries. The only time that the ball was handed off to that wingback was when Blake Reagan was in the game. So we'll see if tonight Nathan Caldwell gets any carries. He did play well, though, and Adrian Wyrick was solid playing the defensive slot vacated by Scott Coulter.
And with the play of our tailback and fullback and Wardlow and Hillis, we don't, there's not a need for the wingback that much. Or, it's a position that would be nice to have somebody in there. But like we talk about the passing game, this is the wing tee. It's all about the fullback and the tailback, especially when they're as good and talented as Conway's is.
Speaking of the fullback and the tailback, our fullback for the Wampus Cats, junior Peyton Hillis, number 22, 6'1", 235, the junior, was last week's Player of the Week. Peyton, who could honestly be up for a Player of the Week every week, had a great game. Over 200 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns last week in the victory over Little Rock Parkview. Again, the final score last week was 35-14. Great game by Peyton Hillis last week for the Conway Wampus Cats. As you can hear in the background, we will be fighting the public address announcer tonight for some airtime, so we will try to not talk over one another. So if you're sitting at home, you're not trying to listen to both of us. So.
Maybe some extra insight into this game. I don't know.
Well, it will be nice to have a spotter of sorts tonight, the public address announcer in the booth beneath us. The coin toss going on in the field in front of you, and the Wampus Cats and the Charging Wildcats are about to hook things up, and we will get started from Charging Wildcat Stadium. Conway won the toss, and they will get the football first. Again, the Wampus Cats come in 5-0, 2-0 in the conference. Conway, one of 4 unbeaten teams in the 5A this season. And again, I apologize if you're screaming over the PA announcer. But Little Rock, McClellan, Conway, Springdale, and Jonesboro are the 4 that are unbeaten and untied. Now, Pine Bluff is unbeaten, but they do have 1 tie this year. So you're looking at Conway and McClellan, which if everything holds true tonight, that's where you'll see Conway and McClellan next week unbeaten. And now the Conway Regional Medical Center starting lineup for your Wampus Cat offense. Number 4, quarterback Blake Edwards. Number 7, Eric Bell. In the backfield, number 20, Kevin Wardlow. Taking Scott Coulter's spot, number 21, Nathan Caldwell. Junior fullback Peyton Hillis wears number 22. Your tight end, number 25, Stephen Moore. On the offensive line now, number 54, Colin Sears. Glenn McCracken wears number 66. There's Drew Bell wearing number 70. Big Carter Rook wears number 73 and anchors that offensive line. And there's your center, number 74, Jason Fowler. To the defense now, and the defense is led by the smiling assassin. I don't think I'll call him that. Number 2, Kenny Hale. Number 8, the fastest guy on the team, Quincy Strickland. Number 13, hard-hitting Seth Irons. Number 14, Matt Fiddler takes Scott Coulter's place in defense. Number 19, Brian Wilson at linebacker, as well as number 37, D. Jones. Number 42, Big Sam McFadden plays defense, as does number 44, Quentin Maxfield leads the way. On the line, number 57, Wendell Williams, and number 90, Nathan Bunting. Special teams handling the kickoffs and the field goals and the punting, number 38, Blake Reagan. That's the Conway Regional Medical Center starting lineup for your Wampus Cats.
Through the years, company presidents change, but since 1916, the leadership at Smith-Ford Mercury has remained the same. The Smith family is now in its 4th generation as head of the oldest Ford dealership west of the Mississippi. The same great quality products and services are still evident. Many people say that buying from Smith-Ford Mercury is like dealing with family. And that's because at Smith-Ford Mercury, they treat you like family. Come see for yourself at Smith-Ford Mercury, exit 127 in Conway.
Welcome back to Charging Wildcat Stadium on the campus of North Little Rock High School. It's been a few years back when they combined North Little Rock Old Main, as it was, and North Little Rock Northeast into just North Little Rock High School, and they're the Charging Wildcats. The last time Conway was ranked number 1 in the state, prior to the time they were ranked number 1 this year, the next game after being ranked number 1, they came into this stadium and were beaten. Conway has been number 1 part of this year, hoping that a similar upset is not part of the game tonight. Opening kickoff return to the 20-yard line by number 29 for Conway. That's Bobby Watson, and the Wampus Cats will take over 1st and 10. There you come, your starters on the field for the Wampus Cats. As we told you earlier, Blake Edwards, the senior quarterback, leads the way for the Wampus Cats, and he seems to be getting better every game, Jim.
Oh, Blake is, and we saw him really come through in the Central game, in which he made some very key throws to enable Conway to win that game.
Eric Bell set up on the near side, and the wingback position is Nathan Caldwell. That's Kevin Wardlow. Wardlow fights off a couple of tackles, maybe gets a yard or 2. It'll be 2nd down. Starters on the line again for the Wampus Cats are the 5 that we are 6, including Stephen Moore, tight end, that we have gotten to know so well. Colin Sears, Glenn McCracken, Drew Bell, Carter Rook, and in the middle, Jason Fowler. No score. We are just underway from Charging Wildcat Stadium. North Little Rock coming off their first win in 16 games a week ago as they defeated Little Rock Hall. They had a 15-game losing streak, was the longest in the state at the time. So a good win for the Charging Wildcats a week ago. And tonight they're taking on the 2nd-ranked Conway Wampus Cats. Edwards to Peyton Hillis. Peyton moves the pile forward, but not for much. We'll call it 3rd down and 5.
And that's something that North Little Rock is going to get a steady dose of tonight, is Peyton Hillis up the middle.
Defensively for the Charging Wildcats, Brian Blythe Number 38 is a solid defensive player for them. And I may have just been given a wrong number there by myself. I apologize. We'll get the numbers straight for you. Edwards back to pass. He's got him, man.
He's got him.
Good for a first down. That is number 1, Brian McClain with the catch up to the 38-yard line. From the 25 to the 38, a nice gain of 13 yards.
During the warm-ups, I saw them working on that play, and McClain was catching it every time. And it just goes to show you practice pays off, as McClain's building some chemistry with Edwards.
Brian Clay, actually number 35, got the tackle on that play a couple of plays back, making sure that Mr. Clay is given proper credit. 1st and 10, the Wampus Cats, when they're passing the ball, they're even more dangerous than they really are. And that's a good sign for the Wampus Cats. And that's a good sign, too. That's Peyton Hillis. Gain of 7. He's down to the 45-yard line. 2nd down and call it 4 yards for the Wampus Cats.
And as these North Little Rock fans are watching, you see somebody hit Peyton Hillis at the line, but that doesn't mean he stopped like most backs. He's still going.
9 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the first quarter. Just underway from Charging Wildcat Stadium. Misdirection to Wardlow, and there's not much going on there. Nice job defensively by number 21 for the Charging Wildcats. That's Billy Burgess. And it will be 3rd down, maybe a gain of a yard. 3 yards, 3rd and 3 for the Wampus Cats.
And North Little Rock early doing a real good job of bottling up Wardlow, which has some incredible speed. And if he gets out in an open field, you got to watch out. But early on, North Little Rock's doing a really good job of stopping him.
3rd down and 3. We'll see if watch the battle on the offensive and defensive lines. 3rd down and 3. Option to Peyton. Peyton is tripped up, but did he fall over the first down line?
From here, it looks like he got it, or at least it's going to be close.
Looks like if it's a right foot mark,
and they
should
got
be
it.
enough. And they'll do the first down sign without measuring. 1st and 10. Burgess on the stop for the Charging Wildcats. The nicknames are a mouthful tonight. The Charging Wildcats and the Wampus Cats.
It is,
I'm
yes.
pretty sure I'll mess that up a couple of times tonight.
We'll try to keep it straight.
There is no score. There's 8 minutes and 45 seconds. The clock runs in the first quarter. Good drive thus far for the Wampus Cats. They started out on their own 20 and have made good progress up to the 49-yard line. That's Nathan Caldwell, his first carry across midfield. And a nice job by Nathan as he's tackled at the 48-yard line into North Little Rock territory.
And that's Nathan's first carry, is that right? By my counting.
And yeah, it's going on memory.
Yeah, since Conway lost Scott Coulter two games ago, that's the first carry by a wingback. And if you're new to Conway's offense, we run a wing T, Conway does. And the main carries are going to go to the fullback and the tailback, but the wingback will get some carries.
Pass play. Edwards looks over the middle and throws. Complete. That's Kevin Wardlow, still on his feet. Across the 30. What a move.
This is trouble for North Little Rock.
Did he get in?
Nope. He's going to say he was out of bounds at like the 2-inch line.
Inside the 1-yard line in front of the Wampus Cat band.
What an incredible run by Wardlow, though. He catches that ball. Good job, first of all. And then he eludes the first tackler, which is on his back. And he goes through, I think, 3 more people on what was one of the more impressive runs after the catch I've ever seen.
Now, my eyes are getting bad, but I think that was number 20, Kevin Wardlow, with the catch and the run. Great job by Wardlow from the 48 down to the 2-inch line. And the quarterback keeper is good for a touchdown. Blake Edwards falls into the end zone behind big Jason Fowler. And it is 6-0 Wampus Cats. And how about the passing game for the Cats? Blake Edwards hits both Brian McClain for a first down and then a big pass play to Kevin Wardlow that covers 48.5 yards, or 47.5 yards. He needed 48 to score. And it's 6-0 with 7:38 to play. First quarter action.
Jeff, that's one of those plays where you start talking about the yak.
That is the yak. That's the yards after the catch.
Yards after the catch.
Blake Reagan with the extra point attempt, and it's good. 7:38 to play in the first quarter. We are just underway from Charging Wildcat Stadium. Almost did it. Charging Wampus Cat. It's Charging Wildcat Stadium, and the Wampus Cats lead those Charging Wildcats 7-0.
It's huge. It's gigantic. It's the mega truck sale at the United Motor Company in Conway. Take advantage of mega savings like the new 2002 Dodge Quad Cab SLT 1500 with at least $67.50 off MSRP or 0% interest for 60 months. Plus, get peace of mind on all new vehicles in stock with our 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain pledge. Hurry, these mega savings won't last long during the mega truck sale at the United Motor Company in Conway. We'll beat the big city boys by a country mile.
It was the closest game I'd ever played in. They were losing by 1, had 2 outs, and a man on third. Then this happened. And yes, I've worn a belt ever since.
Not all lessons have to be learned the hard way. Get the most from your advertising budget. Advertise on Conway Corporation Cable. Call 450-6025.
And Blake Reagan to kick off as we are back underway in North Little Rock. I may just refer to the teams by their towns tonight. All kinds of room on the near side. Across the 40-yard line. Spin move at the 45. And if there is an Achilles heel for the Conway Wampus Cats, it has been the kick coverage team. Not necessarily the punt coverage team, but it's been the kick coverage.
Right.
And a great run back there by Quentin Riley, who takes all the way back to the 46-yard line. And the Charging Wildcats will have great field position to start things off.
And if it wasn't for Lewis Pike on that play, the Charging Wildcats would have a touchdown right now. They slowed him down enough and then finally made the tackle.
Number 17, the quarterback for the Charging Wildcats you see on your screen there is a sophomore. It's Josh Dixon. And as we mentioned before, he is playing full of confidence right now. Hand off to the first back through, and there's not a lot of room there to run for Brian Blythe. I've got Brian Blythe doing everything, and that may not have been him either. That's Brian Stickney. But I'm sure Brian Blythe is a great kid.
I'm sure.
Trying to give him all kinds of credit for stuff. Let's get your look at your Wampus Cat defense again for you. Number 2 is out there. That's Kenny Hale. Seth Irons on the near side. Matt Fiddler's in the defensive backfield along with Quincy Strickland. Bobby Kelly's over there, number 45. Brian Watson. Also D. Jones, Quentin Maxfield, Nathan Bunning, Wendell Williams, and Sam McFadden. Those are your starters on the defensive side for the Wampus Cats on the field. Handoff, nice run by Quentin Riley as he is across the midfield line and down to the 47. Third down and 3 for the Charging Wildcats. Big play here defensively for the Wampus Cats as they will look to get the ball back quickly if they can stop it. It's number 17 we've been talking about, Josh Dixon. Actually beat out 2 seniors and a junior for the starting quarterback job coming into this season. Has done a great job as a sophomore. Real flashy. Kind of a busted play there. Fumble on the play. Looks like it was recovered.
Yeah, I believe North Little Rock got that back.
Quentin Riley recovered it. But the good news if you're a Wampus Cat fan is it was a loss of about 5 yards on the play. It'll be 4th down and the Wampus Cats will get the football back from North Little Rock.
Somebody on Conway's defensive line got a huge jump on that play. And I don't know if he was offsides or not.
Look, it was very close.
But I think some North Little Rock players thought he was, and they thought the play was dead. But, in fact, it was not.
Yeah. Kind of a broken play, it looked like.
Yes, yeah, it was.
48, Brian Lang is back to punt. He stands at his own 32-yard line. And he gets a decent kick into it. Quincy Strickland is back to receive the punt and makes a fair catch at the 21, and that's where Conway will take over. 5:24 to play in the first quarter, and Conway leads 7-0. It's Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
Hey, how's it going? Pretty good. Hey, are you still with...
No, that ended a while back.
Have you found another one?
Sure have. I found the one.
Another out-of-towner.
Not again. Pure hometown this time. All 9 of them.
Hi, I'm Martine Downs with Auto and Truck Exchange. We pride ourselves in providing a large variety of cars and trucks to meet any need and any budget in a no-pressure, professional atmosphere. Need credit repair? If you're not in current bankruptcy, just bring us 2 paycheck stubs and a copy of your current phone bill, and we can get you in the vehicle of your dreams. Come by and see Bill at 1660 Dave Ward Drive. Auto and Truck Exchange. The right deal the first time, every time, always.
1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats. They have the football at their own 21-yard line. And they'll start there. Wardlow, far side. Kevin with the carry across the 25 to the 26. It will be 2nd down. Nice job defensively on that series by the Wampus Cats as they had a couple of decent stops and then got a break on the fumble that lost a few yards.
And I attribute the fumble largely to the big jump that the defensive line got. And this is a defensive line that's held up real well. We've got some very talented linebackers and leading by Wilson. Brian Wilson, that is.
2nd down and 6 for the Wampus Cats. Peyton Hillis. Peyton still on his feet. Peyton still on his feet and finally brought down at the 38-yard line, but it's good for a 1st down. Peyton with a gain of 10 yards on the play, I believe.
Thereabout.
You know,
is there about right?
If we had one more person up here, that's all we need. Someone who, because it's hard to think. I'm telling you, people don't realize how hard it is to think and do math. We've talked about how hard it is to do math, but we're not going to whine tonight. 4 minutes, 25 seconds to play in the 1st quarter. The clock runs. What has been a very quick-moving 1st quarter. Misdirection play to Nathan Caldwell. Nathan has stood up and dropped. Nice play there defensively by the charging Wildcats. Keith Johnson, the senior linebacker and the leader defensively for the charging Wildcats on the stop. 2nd down.
And that's speaking of whining, I'm going to whine about Scott Coulter not being there. That's a play we've seen him take inside and just, with his quickness, he would zip that up the field. And that is missed for Conway. But Caldwell brings a lot of good things to this game, too, as far as blocking and
well, and you
strength.
talked about it last week. He's got a different size, different type player. Blake looks and throws.
He's got... Oh, it's
overthrows Stephen Moore. Stephen had a step on the defender, number 18, Jamar Love. But Blake's pass was just a little too long, and it'll be 3rd down. 3rd down and 9.
And Conway really trying to emphasize the pass that they're willing to pass, and that it does a lot to keep a defense honest. You can't just gang up to stop the run if you have the threat of the pass, and Conway has established that already.
See an interesting setup here for the Wampus Cats. Number 8, probably the fastest guy on the team, Quincy Strickland, is set up on the near side. Quick out, pass to Kevin Wardlow. Good block. Kevin's still on his feet.
Oh, he's gone.
Wardlow, one man to beat. Cuts upfield and scores. Kevin Wardlow.
Wow.
Pass play from their own 39, but a flag on the play.
Uh-oh. The way the Conway players look, this is coming back.
Holding on the Wampus Cats, and it is going to come back.
But I talked earlier about the speed of Wardlow, and you just got to see some of it there. That kid is fast.
61-yard touchdown pass negated on the holding penalty. And it will come back, and it will be a 5-yard penalty or 10-yard penalty, and it will be 3rd down on it'll be the replay, the 3rd down. 3 minutes and 27 seconds to play in the 1st quarter.
And that's you will see how Conway responds to that. Having a penalty like that after a huge play can demoralize you a little bit.
Well, this is the 6th game of the season. We've seen every play so far, and I'm trying to think if they've had something like that happen yet.
I don't think so.
They played well as far as penalties go. They haven't had many penalties called against them. Handoff to Peyton Hillis, and he will fall across the 35 and not make it back to the original line of scrimmage, or make it back to the 37 where they started the drive. And it will be 4th down and 18, and the Wampus Cats will be forced to punt. So what could have been 14-0 is now going to be the Wampus Cats giving the ball back to North Little Rock, and North Little Rock will get the ball with under 3 minutes to play and have a chance to move down the field and tie it if they can get an offensive drive going. Blake Reagan will punt the ball. He is on his own 23-yard line. It's a nice kick away, and it'll be taken by number 14. That is Jonathan Smith. He is put up,
great tackle.
Dropped on the far side. Great defensive.
That's our guy, Nick. Seth Irons.
That's Seth Irons, number 13 on the stop. And the charging Wildcats will have the ball 1st and 10 when we come back. 2:46 to play. This is Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
Triple C Sales and Service, your outdoor power equipment specialist, welcomes you to their new location at 783 Diane Lane, just east of Walmart off Dave Ward Drive. Triple C Sales and Service offers only the finest in outdoor power equipment, featuring Lawn Boy mowers, Johnson Red chainsaws, Ariens mowers and lawn tractors, Gravely lawn and garden tractors, and Shindaiwa trimmers and edgers. Look for our new green building just east of Walmart off Dave Ward Drive.
Could you spend the night on the world's largest ghost ship? Enter ABC Family's 13 Nights of Halloween sweepstakes, and you could win a VIP weekend in Los Angeles on board the Queen Mary. You'll experience an exclusive ghost hunt and maybe catch a ghost of your own.
It took 3 ways for these breast cancer survivors to get where they are. For some, it was a breast exam by a doctor or nurse, others a breast self-exam, and some a mammogram. Ask your doctor about what age and how often you should be examined. Thanks to 3-way detection, they have one thing in common. They're still here.
Stop breast cancer for life!
2:46 to play in quarter number 1. It's 7-0. Conway has the lead, and a holding penalty is what has kept it at 7-0. Otherwise, the Charging Wildcats would find themselves down by 14. Handoff to the first back through. Nice job on the run by number 36. That's Brian Stickney. And it took a gang of Wampus cats to bring him down. It's 2nd down now for North Little Rock. Nathan Bunning on the stop, as well as Sam McFadden. Seth Irons also comes off the pile. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Nice 6-yard gain by Brian Stickney. I formation for the Charging Wildcats. Set up behind sophomore quarterback Josh Dixon. Quick pass.
Oh, and that was good execution of a little play-action pass there. And Dixon had his guy open, but he just threw it way behind him.
Charles Jones, number 4, was the intended receiver who's behind him, and it will be 3rd down and 4. Kind of a surprise there on the call. Not that we would know any more about it than a coach would, but you've had some success running the football to this point. You just have 4 yards to go. Maybe save the pass play for 3rd down. But again, we just call the games and we didn't do that all that well.
Right.
So.
And you'll see multiple defenses from Conway. They'll shift in and out of it pretty well, and they'll keep a quarterback guessing.
Dixon back to pass, rolls and throws. He's got a man. It's good for the 1st down and more. And a big run. Number 86, Wesley Thornton, the big tight end, made the catch and ran the ball across midfield down to the 35, but he looks like he may be injured. There is an injured North Little Rock player on the far side. I believe it is number 86, Wesley Thornton. We'll have an official timeout here while they tend to the injured Charger Wildcat. We'll take a break as well. 1:54 to play. We're in the first quarter. Conway leads 7-0, with the Charging Wildcats of North Little Rock are charging. Come back with us on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
I remember it like it was yesterday. Bobby said he needed a haircut, and I was only trying to help. While Mom was in the kitchen, I slipped in the bathroom and got my dad's clippers. And well, the rest is history. I guess some things are better left to the professionals.
Not all lessons have to be learned the hard way. Get the most from your advertising budget. Advertise on Conway Corporation Cable. Call 450-6025.
My mommy and daddy and poppy have bought lots of homes from Haymack Properties. And when we grow up, we're going to buy our homes from Pam McDowell Properties, too.
Generations after generations have bought from Pam McDowell Properties. First home or growing family home, Pam McDowell Properties knows the neighborhoods in Conway and Faulkner County. It's a Pam McDowell promise that you'll always get the best personal service available for your family and your family to come. Pam McDowell Properties wants to be your real estate agency.
Do you know the most common thing an American soldier says when he's dying on the battlefield? It's all my life. I love her.
Playing on pay-per-view, his leadership made them soldiers.
We will ride into battle, and this will be our horse.
Their courage made them heroes.
Those are my men out there, and I'm going in to get them.
From the makers of Braveheart, Mel Gibson, We Were Soldiers. Rated R, playing on pay-per-view.
And the injured charging Wildcat being helped off the field, and a nice hand for him by the fans in front of us. We are at North Little Rock High School, charging Wildcat Stadium, and it's an old stadium here, and a classic type stadium.
And he was down for a little while. There was some pretty big concern, and there still may be, but it appears just to be his left leg somewhere is injured.
Big number 86, Wesley Thornton, 6'2", 230, a senior. He just made a great catch and a nice run. Was caught from behind, and with a stop, or what would have continued to be a gain of more yardage. It was a great gain as it was for North Little Rock. They will help him to the near sideline, and we'll get back to playing here.
And we're starting to see some of North Little Rock's playing, and you can make a case for this Conway secondary being a little bit open, maybe a weakness with the loss of Scott Coulter back there that was playing incredible. But I think they may be mistaken. There's still some people back there that can make some plays.
One change in the starting lineup that, what we had anticipated, handoff up the middle, and there's nowhere to go there. Brian Wilson and Sam McFadden bring down the ball carrier. Actually, Matt Fiddler got the start tonight in place of Scott Coulter, in place of Adrian Wyrick. Adrian had been getting the start in that slot, but tonight, number 14, Matt Fiddler, got the start, along with Kenneth Hale, Seth Irons, and Quincy Strickland in the defensive backfield. Second down and 10. Minute 25, the clock runs in the first quarter. Conway's up by a touchdown, 7-0. Sophomore quarterback Josh Dixon under center.
Oh, meet Sam McFadden. Ouch.
Brian Wilson. Quentin Maxfield also come off that pile.
Quentin Riley.
Huge hit. Quentin Riley with the carry, and he was the ball player that was stuffed. 55 seconds to go. The clock runs in quarter number one. Third down, 14. We'll see how the Wampus Cat secondary handles this. Shotgun formation for the first time tonight. Josh Dixon sets up 5 yards behind center. Quick pass over the outstretched arms of his intended receiver, number 4. That's Charles Jones. Seth Irons was there on the coverage, and it will be fourth down. Conway will get the football back with a few seconds to still play here in quarter number one.
Yeah, I'm not sure that would have been complete if it would have been on target. Seth Irons he was all over him.
They do take a quick drop and a quick throw, it seems like, is what their plan has been thus far.
Well, when you got Quentin Maxfield and Brian Wilson on blitzes coming at you,
it'll make you do something quick.
You got to do something quick.
Brian Lang to punt. He stands at his own 45 and gets the punt away at about the 48. Takes a Conway bounce, and it will be downed at the 20 for the third straight possession. Conway starts at around their own 20-yard line. 29 seconds to play. We're in the first quarter. Let's take a break. 7-0. Conway leads. It's Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
Welcome to the annual ESPN the Magazine Sports Mascot Picnic. Every year, pro and college mascots come from all over to talk about how much they love ESPN the Magazine. You know, more mascots subscribe to ESPN the Magazine than any other sports magazine in the world. And every new subscriber gets this ESPN the Magazine fleece pullover absolutely free.
Get 26 issues 1 year for just $1 an issue.
Hey, pick up the phone and call for ESPN the Magazine and your free fleece pullover.
Cartoon Network Primetime. Don't try
try this at home, kids. Wait, Eddie. We do want them to try it at home. Right, Dexter?
Yes!
I knew it. We've got Scooby-Doo and Courage, too. Hey, is that a Powerpuff Girl?
It ain't a corn dog.
Great. You're here, too. Anyone else? Oh, Mama. Prime time. Weeknights at 7 on Cartoon Network.
Well, a penalty flag on the play that was thrown late. 15 yards. Illegal participation, which I don't know what that means. But they did something wrong. They cheated something.
Maybe too many players on the field.
Too many players on the field. Maybe that's it. But they could have said that, right?
Yeah.
Anyhow, point remains. 15-yard penalty backs them up. And the reason that the Wampus Cats sent their special teams back on the field, obviously, push them back 15 yards, maybe get better field position.
Well, and they've been getting killed on a position battle all night. Oh, and they nearly got a block.
Little quick drop there, and Quincy Strickland makes the catch at the 31-yard line. We'll keep it here. We've got 18 seconds to play in the first quarter. And on the scoreboard, it doesn't seem that way, but Conway feels like they have pretty well dominated this. Obviously, a long pass play and a long run. The long run brought back because of a penalty.
Well, and yeah, Conway's doing this in a way we're not accustomed to doing. They're doing it through the air. And some big plays by Wardlow, the one that was called back. But still an outstanding job by Edwards tonight.
1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats. That's Peyton Hillis. And there's just nowhere to run, but he still gets a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down.
As we usually say about Peyton, he can fall forward for 3.
You'll hear, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but there's a couple of fans in front of us yelling, hit him low, hit him low. That's smart. That's a good, smart dad down there. That's the end of the first quarter. Conway leads North Little Rock 7-0. It's Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
A fishing guide in the bayou, a businessman downtown, a farmer down in Wiregrass country. As diverse as they are, they all have one thing in common: Regions and Morgan Keegan. For millions of people across the South, Regions and Morgan Keegan offer the financial strength to do more. With over 720 locations, a commitment to customer service, and the investment strategy of a true industry leader. Regions and Morgan Keegan, the strength to help you do more.
Hey, buddy, we gotta talk. There's something big going on. Full throttle financing, 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest until April on any Kawasaki ATV, jet ski, watercraft, or motorcycle. Make room in your garage, my friend. Because your new toy is gonna need a home. I'd put it in my home. Full throttle financing is available now, but you gotta hurry. Good times go fast, man. Fast like a cheetah. Fast like a race car. Fast like your last girlfriend.
See your Kawasaki dealer, Duncan Outdoors, serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years.
Hi, I'm Martine Downs with Auto and Truck Exchange. We pride ourselves in providing a large variety of cars and trucks to meet any need and any budget in a no-pressure, professional atmosphere. Need credit repair? If you're not in current bankruptcy, just bring us 2 paycheck stubs and a copy of your current phone bill, and we can get you in the vehicle of your dreams. Come by and see Bill at 1660 Dave Ward Drive. Auto and Truck Exchange. The right deal the first time, every time, always.
Zach was just a regular kid until he discovered a family secret.
Whoa. Your watch stops time?
I don't think time has stopped. I think we're just moving really fast.
Now,
I want that watch.
he's on a mission to rescue his father.
We got a problem. The kid is doing something freaky.
Before time runs out.
Watch this. Oh, Zach, yeah, that's funny, Zach.
Order Clock Stoppers on In-Demand pay-per-view. Hits for the entire family are easy to order on In-Demand.
Welcome back to Charging Wildcat Stadium. I'm Jeff Matthews alongside Jim Files, where tonight we are bringing you a 5A Central Conference battle between Conway and North Little Rock. Conway has the football, a handoff to Kevin Wardlow. Kevin has done a great job tonight keeping his balance. That's something he's good at anyway.
Yeah.
But really been exceptional tonight.
Not to mention his speed, but he's shifty and he has that great balance. That you have to not only have to hit him, but you have to wrap up on him.
Shifty in a good way, not in a way like you wouldn't want to.
No, right, yeah.
Shifty on a football field. 11.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. 7-0, Conway leads. That's Jason Fowler, the center, hustling up to the football. 3rd down and 4, passing down for the Wampus Cats. We'll see. Nope, Peyton Hillis down is what it is. Peyton bulls his way forward up to the 42-yard line. And that should be good for a first down. We'll get the official sign, and it is first down, Wampus Cats. And the Wampus Cat drive continues. 11:16 to go. The clock stops with the first down mark.
And this is what Conway does to you. Everything's going their way now. They've got the lead, and now they can just grind it out. You're going to see a lot of Peyton Hillis. You're going to see a lot of Wardlow, but mainly a lot of Peyton Hillis.
A lot of Peyton Hillis. First and 10. Looks like Chris Toller set up near side on the number 12. Edwards back to pass. That's a keeper. Quarterback, near side. Great run by Blake Edwards. He's out of bounds at the 45-yard line. The design quarterback keeper.
And you said it. That was a designed play. Because when he turned around, he never looked downfield. That ball was tucked and he was running.
That was a play that we've only seen maybe twice this year.
Yeah.
But if Blake Edwards has that sort of speed, and
he does. He does. Yeah.
All that does is give them one more option. And that's where Coach Kenny Smith is going to have to be creative now without the services of Scott Coulter, because he's going to have to find an additional weapon back there. What team wouldn't love to have one Kevin Wardlow or one Peyton Hillis? Well, they've got them both, and if they can add a Blake Edwards, that's just going to make them stronger as the season moves on. Peyton with a spinning, driving move.
Oh, my gosh, he broke through the line.
We've watched Peyton Hillis for a year and a half. That's the best run I've ever seen.
I don't know. I've seen some good runs.
Peyton Hillis was stopped twice, broke his way out of it, and made his way into the end zone. 34-yard touchdown run by Peyton Hillis.
And that's reminiscent of watching Barry Sanders in a big pile-up. You think that North Little Rock's got him. They're all around him. And then Peyton Hillis, he spun and took about 5 steps, which is about 5 yards for him.
Right.
And he was gone. There was nobody around him.
Watch the replay of this when we have a chance to show it to you. Unbelievable run by Peyton Hillis. The kick by Blake Reagan is up, and it's perfect. Great run by Peyton Hillis, 34-yard touchdown run. I think it's the best he's ever had. Jim doesn't, but Jim's the expert, so it must not be.
It's a top fiver.
10:41 to play in the second quarter. Conway's up by 14. It's Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
If Conway is your new hometown, let John Walters Chevrolet be your new hometown dealership. Here at John Walters Chevrolet, you'll find hometown folks who care about you. No pressure from this sales department, just good, honest value. Like this extended Chevy Trailblazer with a new 3rd seat at a price that will surprise you. John Walters Chevrolet will solve your transportation problems, not create new ones. Whether Conway's your hometown or you're a nearby neighbor, shop John Walters Chevrolet. Exit 127 Conway.
Cartoon Network Prime Time. Don't try this at home, kids. Wait, Eddie, we do want them to try it at home. Right, Dexter?
Yes!
I knew it. We've got Scooby-Doo and Courage, too. Hey, is that a Powerpuff Girl?
It ain't a corn dog.
Great, you're here, too. Anyone else? Whoa, mama. Prime Time, weeknights at 7 on Cartoon Network.
.10:41 to play in the second quarter. Conway's up 14-0, about to give the ball back to North Little Rock. This game a year ago against North Little Rock, Peyton Hillis rushed for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was his 3rd straight 100-yard game and his 3rd straight start as a sophomore fullback. He is doing nothing tonight that wouldn't doing anything tonight that would make us feel that it's not going to be another 100-yard game. 34 yards and a touchdown.
By my counts, he has 78 right now. So. And it started the second quarter, so everything's going Conway's way right now. That was supposed to be a ball-controlled drive there.
Right.
But, I mean, you just see the home run threat of Peyton Hillis.
The kickoff goes into the end zone. They're actually taking off number 86, Wesley Thornton, on the sideline. And that's the applause that you hear in front of us. They've got him strapped down. Pass play almost picked off by Quincy Strickland, and it's just knocked away. It'll be 2nd down and 10. But back to the injured, charging Wildcat, Wesley Thornton, who was injured following a great play by him. He's being taken off the field on a stretcher. And
it doesn't look good. Our thoughts and prayers are with him.
Certainly.
And back to that play, if that would have been a good throw, I think Quincy Strickland would have intercepted that.
Well, and Quincy almost tipped it to Kenny Hale, too.
Yeah.
So it was a close pick for either one of the players.
He was breaking on the receiver, thinking the throw would go there, but luckily the throw was errant for the Wildcats.
Second down and
Wildcats.
10. Option play, nice pitch and run, and a good carry up to the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Number 27 on the carry, that is Chase Butler.
And one thing you're going to notice about Conway's defense is that they're fast. And you saw Brian Wilson right there catch the tailback from behind. And that's just great speed for a linebacker at his size. And then you throw in the likes of Quincy Strickland, and, man, this is a fast Conway defense.
Quentin Riley actually on the carry there, number 22. 3rd down and 5. Wampus Cat defense looking for a stop, and the charging Wildcat offense set in the spread with the shotgun formation. Dixon looks and throws quickly. Pass is tipped and falls to the ground incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 5, and the charging Wildcats will be forced to punt.
And that's a mistake that the charging Wildcats cannot make tonight. You can't have the drop balls. That's a good throw. It's right in his hands. He's got to catch that ball.
It was a good throw, but was it good for the 1st down? It looked like it may have been short of the yard line. I didn't look up quick enough to see when he got up.
Well, that's beside the point at this point.
Well, at this point it is, right, but what I'm saying is...
No, yeah, you're right. You're right.
3rd down and 5, you have to run the route enough to get the 1st down.
Oh, and that's yet another mistake the receiver made. Exactly. Yeah.
See, I'm not the expert.
No, you are. You're right.
No, I know
you're absolutely right. Receivers got to run for the 1st down. That was nearly blocked.
Quincy got another. It looks like you're a pitching wedge. When you hit the ball first. You get a
In my dreams, mine putter's on the ground.
It backs up. Conway bounce, and the Wampus Cats will have it with great field position. 9:44 to play in the 2nd quarter. It's Conway Wampus Cat football on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
Here we are at Smith Ford Mercury in Conway, the oldest Ford dealer west of the Mississippi. They'll treat you like family, and they're big supporters of all the Faulkner County football programs, including the Bears and the Wampus Cats. The 2001s are here at great prices, like this new 2001 Taurus at deep discounts. The 2002s are rolling in. The financing has never been better. Smith Ford Mercury in Conway with a complete line of Mercurys and Fords. All the SUVs and vans and trucks are here at Smith Ford Mercury in Conway.
Catch the excitement when the UCA Bears and their top-rated offense take on the Gulf South Conference in the 2002 football season. Don't miss these games. Listen to all the Bears games live on KCON 1230 AM, KUCA 91.3 FM, and statewide on KABF 88.3 FM. Also watch for home game replays Sunday and Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. on Channel 6 and Tuesday and Thursday nights at 7 p.m. on Conway Corp Channel 81.
Hello, I'm Richard Henley with ERA Henley Real Estate, and we would like to be your real estate company. I know you've got some good choices, but no other real estate company in this area has a marketing plan so effective that they can say, if we don't sell your home in 180 days, ERA will buy it. Call any of our knowledgeable agents to find out if your home qualifies for the Seller Security Plan. There's no cost, no commitment. We are ERA Henley Real Estate. Call us today at 327-6731.
9:44 to play in the 1st half. Conway is up by 14, and they have great field position. 1st and 10 at the charging Wildcat 44. Wardlow breaks free. Kevin Wardlow still on his feet. Great run by Kevin Wardlow down to the 27-yard line.
Kevin Wardlow on the carry.
A gain of 15 on the play. 1st down and 10 Wampus Cats, and he was 1 tackle away from breaking that from
you're
the
right.
44.
Right on the stop.
And you saw at the end there when he was being tackled that it just doesn't go down easily. He starts to twist, and it's just incredible balance that he has.
He's running differently than I've seen him run before. There's a different fervor about it. I don't know if he's
I think he's
about
confidence.
Hillis. Yeah, maybe it's confidence or something. But Wardlow has looked great tonight.
You're right.
And the bad part about it is we'll tell you in a second why there's a bad part about that. Peyton Hillis run still has it, I believe. No. Wardlow, my apologies.
Yeah.
Blake Edwards kept it. Well, we all had it wrong. Where were you there, expert?
Well, I knew Peyton Hillis didn't have it.
Whatever. The point is, I'm trying to make a point. The official lineups that the North Little Rock handed out tonight, we talked about this last week with all of the duplication of numbers for the Wampus Cats, actually does not even have Kevin Wardlow listed. They have the number 20 Drew Parson listed, who also wears number 20, but Kevin Wardlow is not even listed. I do believe they've gotten that corrected in the PA booth now, so for a while you may have been hearing Drew Parson's name called on all those plays involving number 20 Kevin Wardlow. The Edwards keeper was good for about 3. It's 2nd down and 7. That's Kevin Wardlow hit in the backfield and dropped. Nice defensive play there. That's the defensive leader of this football team, number 41 Keith Johnson.
Kevin Wardlow. Stop by
Keith Johnson, a 5'10", 210-pound senior, whistling a flag. We'll see what the penalty is. It's a legal procedure against the Wampus Cats, and that'll back them back some more if they take it.
Penalties really hurting Conway tonight. They're going to decline that one and have Conway lose the down.
And rightly so. It'll be 3rd down and long now.
3rd and 13.
3rd and 13 as you hear the PA announcer in the background announce. It's Charging Wildcat Stadium. If you're just joining us on the campus of North Little Rock High School, we can see I-40 in the distance. If you have ever been down I-40, you look to your right if you're heading towards Memphis, or look to your left if you're headed back towards Fort Smith. That's where we're at tonight in North Little Rock, Arkansas.
And a very nice press box, I might add, too.
It's a great press box. We are being treated like we're somebody good at this or something. Edwards, he's going to keep? No, he's not. He's going to pass. Edwards hits Eric Bell.
And a great decision.
Great job by Eric Bell to come back to the football and then make his way down to the 12. That's going to be good for the 1st down. And the Wampus Cats have it. Nice pass by Blake Edwards to Eric Bell.
And that's a play we would not have seen Edwards make up until this point. He's really coming into his own this year. His first year to start. And he had the opportunity to run, and he had the opportunity to run for a couple yards. But Blake is a smart guy. He knew that he could not run enough for the 1st down, and he made a great throw there.
1st and 10 Wampus Cats. Ball is at the 14-yard line, 13-yard line.
Hard to tell from my angle, but I'll go with about the.
Who's got it? Peyton Hillis has it, and he
14,
falls forward to the 10. And we talked about it before. Peyton Hillis falls forward and gains 4 yards. 2nd down. 2nd down and 6 for the Wampus Cats. They lead 14-0 right now, and except for a holding penalty, it would be 21-0 at this point. The Wampus Cats again, one of 4 unbeaten untied teams in the Class 5A. One of those other teams that's unbeaten and untied, Little Rock McClellan, playing tonight. And if they win their game, which they should, and Conway wins their game, which...
Ouch.
I mean, what do you say? I mean, I really wish, maybe you can hear the people beneath us.
Yeah.
They are seeing Peyton Hillis for the first time and reacting like we have.
We know who he is.
Mark Wright with the brunt of that. But Little Rock McClellan's game tonight, if they win it, and they should, both teams will be 6-0, 3-0 in conference when they play each other next Friday night at John McConnell Stadium. Homecoming is going to be a huge game next week.
Oh, man. That's a good McClellan team, too.
Very good team.
Looking forward to that one.
Keith Jackson Jr. leads the defense, and they are awesome. 3rd down. Edwards to Wardlow.
Wardlow's got the ball.
Kevin Wardlow still has it. He fights his way forward. Not enough for the touchdown, but it is enough for the 1st down. So Wardlow gets within the 3-yard line, and it will be 1st and goal.
Wardlow's been sniffing at the goal line all night.
He got to the 2-inch line or whatever it was.
Right.
For a long pass play.
And that's about where he is there. About the 2-inch line, it looks like.
Wardlow is, if you've got Wardlow on your fantasy team, then you got to be disappointed. He hasn't gotten to the end zone yet.
No. You're sitting there cringing.
Not that we know anything about fantasy football. Blake Edwards falls in behind Jason Fowler, and that's automatic. Blake Edwards scores his 2nd 1-yard touchdown of the night, and the Wampus Cats are up 20-0.
Touchdown.
6 minutes exactly to go as we await the Blake Reagan extra point.
Well, Jeff, as I tried to build this game up, Conway's about to get a 21-point lead here with the extra point. This is a North Little Rock team. It's a proud. They got a proud heritage, and it's been a good team. They've made the postseason 10 of the last 11 years, and they didn't win a game last year. But I expected a fight out of them tonight.
And it's not over.
No, it's not. It's not.
But the way things are going,
right?
Through 18 minutes of football so far, we're halfway through the quarter number 2. Through 18 minutes of football, so far it's been all Wampus Cats, and it could be worse. It's 21-0 right now. Could easily be 28-0.
And it's a Conway team that this is a position they want to be in. the offense can grind it out, and they can just chew up the clock. And the defense, it doesn't give up many big plays. It's a really good defense.
Something else you're going to see tonight if the game gets much more out of hand, which at this point it might sooner than later, is you're going to see the Wampus Cats get a chance to play players. And Coach Kenny Smith loves to get these kids on the field on Friday nights in front of the fans, in front of the bands, in front of everything that makes up high school football on Friday nights. If they can get out there and be a part of that, that's only going to make this program better, and it's a pretty good program right now.
Mm-hmm.
The kickoff goes into the end zone, and the Charging Wildcats will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line as they will start the long process back and try and carve into this lead. 6 minutes exactly to play in the first half. Conway up 21-0.
And at this point with North Little Rock, you don't give up, but you just try to establish some consistency. You work on the plays you worked on all week. You don't really go for the big plays that much. You might want to throw in a couple, as we see a flag here, but overall, I think they just need to focus on developing some consistency.
Offsides against North Little Rock.
Dead ball, you're lining up in the neutral zone there of the space where the ball is, and you're supposed to be behind it.
1st down and 15. And you would think that, again, and we talked about this with Little Rock Central, North Little Rock's a young team. They've got a young quarterback, and every snap, regardless of the score, is going to make this young man better. And Josh Dixon getting a chance to play against this defense, he's going to get better tonight.
Well, and he's looked good tonight.
And this young man has as well. Number 36, Brian Stickney, a nice run up to almost the 29-yard line where they're going to mark it, and that's almost a 1st down on that run. 14-yard carry.
And you see a good run by Stickney, and that's what I was saying about just running their plays. Conway's a little bit on their heels. They're looking for the big plays. They're looking for the trick plays. And if North Little Rock just runs their basic plays and executes them right, then they're going to get those big plays.
2nd down and a yard. 3 wide outs to the far left. And 1 back behind Josh Dixon. He hands it off to that back. That's Stickney. And it is going to be good for a 1st down up to the 34-yard line. My apologies. That's William Lamar, number 28. There's
a Conway player down.
And obviously this is one thing that you do not want to see anytime being seen an injured player. But when a game is getting to the point that it's out of hand, John Saxon makes his way out there quickly and is looking at the
Is that Wendell Williams?
Of the injured player. And I can't tell. It looks like it is 57. If that's the case, that's Wendell Williams.
And he's holding, it looks like his ankle, his right ankle. That's what it appears like from way up here in the press box.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've got old eyes. I mean, we really do.
Or maybe in his calf area, but we've got to hope that he's going to be all right. A key component of a very solid Conway defensive line.
See a good look there by our camera crew and the Wampus Cat players who are concerned about their fallen teammate as they spend time on one knee in respect of their fallen player, and he is up being helped off the field. Wendell Williams was the injured player, and we'll see who will come in his stead. It looks like number 84 is actually in the game. 99, Matt Mooney, will take the place of Wendell Williams.
Matt Mooney is a guy who's seen some time on the defensive line, so it shouldn't be too much of a letdown for the Conway defensive line.
84, Jordan Greer checks into the game. Dixon looks and throws. Pass is caught. Good for a 1st down and more. Up to the 45-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Charging Wildcats. Brad Owens on the catch, and it is 1st and 10. Clock stops with 5 minutes to play, 5:01 to play in the first half.
And North Little Rock is going to try for the big plays as we see them spreading the field and looking fairly effective right now. As Josh Dixon, he's having a good game.
Yeah, he's playing well.
The score is definitely not his fault. Just keep the ball in his hands, man. This guy can make some plays.
Hand off to the first back through, and there is not a lot of room to run there. Jordan Greer, number 84, and on the tackle, as is number 90. That's Nathan Bunning. And just a good job, Quentin Maxfield, also there, number 44. 4.5 minutes to play. The clock runs here in the first half. And again, Conway comes in unbeaten. North Little Rock 1-4, 1-1 in the conference. They experienced their first win in 16 games last week against Little Rock Hall. Dixon looks to pass, and he does pass. He's got a man and overthrows him. Matt Fiddler on the defensive play there. Brad Owens, number 83, the intended receiver. Seth Irons being a good Samaritan and getting the football and bringing it back to the officials.
And that throw was not as bad as it looked. The receiver broke off of his route there, thinking that it was that maybe Dixon couldn't get it there, which he should have known he could have. But I think if he would have continued, that would have been close.
Quentin Maxfield coming at him like a grizzly bear, just arms waving, screaming, moving in on him.
That's something you don't want to see.
Yeah, no,
that would throw me off.
Yeah. Threw me off, just watch. But I'm easily distracted. I found that out to be the case tonight, too. Dixon looks and throws. Should have been intercepted. Matt Fiddler was one of 4 Wampus Cats who were there, and he should have had that one. Dixon that time, maybe not the right guy to throw to.
No, that was definitely not the right decision, but this guy's just a sophomore.
I'll be darned.
Well, yeah, you know I work with computers all day. He's just a sophomore and only going to get better, and that's one of the first mistakes we've seen him make tonight.
Bad decision there, but all kinds of pressure on him. The Wampus Cats will get the football back. Quincy Strickland makes the catch at the 25-yard line. The return upfield, and he stepped out of bounds on the far sideline at the 34-yard line, where the Wampus Cats will take over 1st and 10. Elsewhere tonight in the 5A Central, Conway is here at North Little Rock. Little Rock Catholic plays at Little Rock Parkview tonight. Both of those teams in need of a win. Probably the best game of the night is Little Rock Central and Bryant. That's a great game.
Oh, yeah, without a question.
We have talked about Little Rock Central, and I would call myself a fan of that football team. They are going to be tough the rest of the way. And Little Rock Hall plays Little Rock McClellan. Should be a win for McClellan. And McClellan and Conway should both come next week unbeaten. 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats, and Blake Edwards hands the ball off, I believe, to Nathan Caldwell. Actually, it was Kevin Wardlow had it. Kevin with a short game up to the 39-yard line. And it will be 2nd down and 5.
Kevin Wardlow on the last carry.
Ball on the far sideline. Brian McClain, the senior wideout, is on the near side. Wardlow and Hillis behind Edwards. Edwards looks to pass. Will keep it instead. Nice job. It took a one-arm tackle to bring him down by number 55.
That ought to be enough.
Rogers. But it's going to be close to a 1st down.
If my eyes are right, that's a 1st down.
The gentleman in the white hat has the eyes that matter, though, and I think they're going to measure this.
All right, it's no. All right.
He was looking at it across the field.
I think he was looking up at me.
Was
it right? No.
Well, he knows we have a football expert in the stands tonight, or in the booth, rather. We are in a press box. Hear the Conway band on the far side doing a great job as always.
And Edwards, you saw there, he was looking to pass that time. That was not a design run.
But again, a play where he made the right decision.
He did, absolutely.
Near hash mark, that's where Conway has it 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Option? No, Edwards going to keep. Up the middle. Look at Blake Edwards. Big run by the senior. Up to the 42-yard line. Another 1st down run by Blake Edwards.
We talk about Josh Dixon coming into his own and playing well as a sophomore. I think we're starting to see Edwards emerge as a great leader and a great quarterback that we thought he was coming into this season, but up until the Central game we hadn't seen much, but we saw some sparks there.
Right.
Now I think we're really starting to see him come together. He's making great decisions as well as great throws.
I agree completely. I would think early on he'd have to be the front runner for the player of the game if we were to hand it out right now.
I'll go with that.
Edwards back to pass, throws. He's got a man. That's Kevin Wardlow. Kevin bounds over 2 charging Wildcats and is dropped to the 25-yard line. Another 1st down for the Wampus Cats.
And if you were like me and thought Conway was just going to grind it out for the rest of the game, you were wrong. We're going to the air. We're bringing out the West Coast wing tee.
But that's the thing. And this is where you can't get into the mind of Kenny Smith, and I don't want to.
Right.
But this game, it feels pretty comfortable.
Yes,
This could be a win, right?
Well, especially if you just grind it out and play conservatively.
But they know next week they're going to be in for a challenge, and they have to work as much as anything. And if they're ready for next week and they can throw the ball, pass incomplete that time, then that's just going to give Little Rock McClellan one more thing to look at as far as tape goes and scouting goes to have to be prepared for next week with that incredibly talented defense.
I know if they're watching the first half of this game, they should be worried.
They should be.
Conway's firing on all cylinders, and this is it's a pretty good North Little Rock team, but Conway's offense everything is clicking right now, and it's making them look pretty bad.
Just under 2 minutes to play in the first half, and Conway is up 21-0. Starters still in there for the Wampus Cats. The offensive line, who we haven't mentioned enough tonight, they're doing a great job. Drew Bell, Glenn McCracken, Carter Rook, Colin Sears, and Jason Fowler. Pass intended for Peyton Hillis, but it just on the outstretched fingers of him, but he couldn't bring it in. And it'll be third down.
And that's one of the plays I love to see Conway running. I'd like to see him run more. Peyton Hillis is not only one of the biggest and fastest and best guys on the team, but he probably has the best hands on the team.
For those who did not follow Wampus Cat football a year ago, Peyton was the starting tight end as a sophomore when the season began a year ago. His brother Kyle was injured, and Peyton took over the fullback duties, and we've been touting him for the Heisman ever since, pretty much.
Right. But we don't get to see his hands enough since he's moved to fullback. We get to see this.
Yeah, that's what you see, and if you're an opposing coach, you see that in your dreams, your nightmares.
Oh, yeah. It's not a pleasant dream if you're playing against Conway.
Peyton Hillis with a nice run, but it'll be fourth down. Fourth down and about 4, and Kenny Smith has a decision to make. Will he send in Blake Reagan? Be a pretty long attempt here to field goal.
Or you could run another play with this lead. You don't really have that much to lose. The ball is inside the 20, and that looks like what they're going to do.
Fourth down and 3. You would think that this is the type of play that maybe a little momentum could turn. If North Little Rock makes a stop, they're going to have about a minute to go. If they can get a quick play down the field, we're going to have a timeout here.
We might see a timeout.
And we'll see what's going to happen. A minute 16 to play in the first half, and we'll take a break and come back. 21-0, Conway leads. It's Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
We've been together a long time, but it's time to move on. You've changed a lot. You're hard to reach, and when I finally do, you seem 1,000 miles away. I came by around 5 o'clock. I knocked and knocked, but you obviously weren't there. So, I went next door.
It takes 3 ways to protect yourself against breast cancer.
A breast exam by a doctor or nurse.
A breast self-exam.
And a mammogram.
Ask your doctor about what age and how often you should be examined.
1 way is not enough.
2 ways are not enough.
We should know.
It took 3 ways for us to become breast cancer survivors. Stop breast cancer for life.
Minute 16 to play in the first half. Big fourth down here, sort of.
Well,
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Fourth down and 3.
I say it's a down that they can afford to lose. It doesn't make a difference, but if they get it, they can just run the clock out.
Hand off to Hillis, and he falls forward. I don't know if he got it or not.
It depends on where they mark it. His knees went down.
Before the 20-yard line.
If they give him where the ball is, he's got a first down, but from the sound I hear from North Little Rock, it's a little short. A little maybe mercy call. I don't know, but it was a pretty good job. If you can stop Peyton Hillis within a yard of the first down, good job.
And you're right. It looked like his knees may have been down before they got to the 20.
It was close.
Or the 15, rather. I'm calling it the 20, but it's the 15-yard line.
But you know that, and it's I'm sure a lot of North Little Rock people are going to think Conway's trying to run it up, but they're really not. With a minute left, they're just trying to run the clock out and to keep the ball out of North Little Rock's offense.
And with a minute 12 to go, Josh Dixon has got enough talent and one breakaway play, and all of a sudden there is a little momentum shift here, or shift in English. Pass play on the far side, and he will not be able to get out of bounds to stop the clock. The Charles Jones was the receiver there. Josh Dixon hit him, and it'll be second down. Clock runs inside of a minute. Don't forget to stick around. We've got the John Walters Chevrolet halftime show. That comes your way at halftime tonight on Conway Corporation, Channel 81. John Walters Chevrolet bringing you the halftime show. Thanks to them and all of our sponsors who bring you Wampus Cat football every week on Conway Corporation. Dixon eludes a couple of Wampus Cats. He's still on his feet. Dixon still running.
Wow.
Josh Dixon finally dropped at the 30-yard line.
Well, that run took 30 seconds, I think. He went through almost the entire Conway defense.
Timeout called.
I tell you what, he eluded some big hits there of Conway players that were going in the opposite direction he was.
We had, I had read the word elusive this week when talking about Josh Dixon, and yeah, that's a good word to describe him.
I think so.
Josh is a 6'1", 180-pound sophomore, and again, when the season began, it was two seniors and a junior quarterback, a transfer, that had come in from Missouri. Those three players against Josh Dixon, those four players, including Josh, battling for the quarterback slot. And Josh, after preseason practices, won the job.
Well, and if you read some preseason publications, you don't read anything about Josh Dixon.
Right.
But this kid is the real deal. I tell you what, he's got some talent.
It will be fun to watch him and Clark Irwin. They will be the the class of quarterbacks in this conference in a couple of years. And I tell you what, and we should see another sophomore quarterback tonight on the field, that being number 17, Brandon Solberg, for the Wampus Cats. I love watching that southpaw throw the football.
Right, yeah, he's got some talent as well.
Handoff to the fullback. He's having trouble holding on to it, but he does. And it's dropped at the 26-yard line by the Wampus Cat defense. That's Bobby Kelly, I think, coming off the pile there.
Quentin Maxfield.
Quentin Maxfield is there. Actually, Quentin Maxfield and Jordan Greer, the two players that had the stop. And Coach Greg Burrell is just going to let the clock run out here, I believe. And he tells his charging Wildcats to follow him into the locker room, and that's going to do it. We are through one half of play, and Conway leads 21-0. We're at Charging Wildcat Stadium. Stick around. The John Walters Chevrolet halftime show is next. It's Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
This month on pay-per-view, have a blast with Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, Academy Award nominee for Best Animated Feature Film. His inventions don't always work.
The shrink ray! Will it work on your big head?
But when it comes to saving the world,
These crummy aliens stole our parents!
he doesn't kid around.
Head on, everyone!
Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, rated G this month on pay-per-view.
Catch the excitement when the UCA Bears and their top-rated offense take on the Gulf South Conference in the 2002 football season. Don't miss these games. Listen to all the Bears games live on KCON 1230 AM, KUCA 91.3 FM, and statewide on KABF 88.3 FM. Also watch for home game replays Sunday and Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. on Channel 6 and Tuesday and Thursday nights at 7 p.m. on Conway Corp Channel 81.
If Conway is your new hometown, let John Walters Chevrolet be your new hometown dealership. Here at John Walters Chevrolet, you'll find hometown folks who care about you. No pressure from this sales department, just good, honest value. Like this extended Chevy Trailblazer with a new third seat at a price that will surprise you. John Walters Chevrolet will solve your transportation problems, not create new ones. Whether Conway's your hometown or you're a nearby neighbor, shop John Walters Chevrolet. Exit 127 Conway.
High School, the Charging Wildcats Marching Band. Drum majors for the 2002-2003 Marching Wildcats are seniors Ashley Walla and Linda Yaman. Flagline captain is senior Christina Pope, and co-captain is senior Kristen Jones. Jazz is the preferred music for this season's marching competition. The show is cool jazz, and it all starts with Killer Joe.
If Conway is your new hometown, let John Walters Chevrolet be your new hometown dealership. Here at John Walters Chevrolet, you'll find hometown folks who care about you. No pressure from this sales department, just good, honest value. Like this extended Chevy Trailblazer with a new third seat at a price that will surprise you. John Walters Chevrolet will solve your transportation problems, not create new ones. Whether Conway's your hometown or you're a nearby neighbor, shop John Walters Chevrolet. Exit 127 Conway.
It's huge. It's gigantic. It's the mega truck sale at the United Motor Company in Conway. Take advantage of mega savings like the new 2002 Dodge Quad Cab SLT 1500 with at least $67.50 off MSRP or 0% interest for 60 months. Plus, get peace of mind on all new vehicles in stock with our 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain pledge. Hurry, these mega savings won't last long during the mega truck sale at the United Motor Company in Conway. We'll beat the big city boys by a country mile.
It took 3 ways for these breast cancer survivors to get where they are. For some, it was a breast exam by a doctor or nurse, others a breast self-exam, and some a mammogram. Ask your doctor about what age and how often you should be examined. Thanks to 3-way detection, they have one thing in common. They're still here.
Stop breast cancer for life!
My name is Scott Hicks. I'm 18 years old and I'm a senior at Conway High School.
Okay, my name is Andrea Garth. I'm 17 years old. I'm a senior here at Conway High School.
The clubs and organizations that I'm in advanced construction class. We're in the process of building a house right now, and I'm trying to join VICA. It's been kind of a slow process because I've been procrastinating, but I'm in the process of joining VICA.
The clubs and organizations I am in I'm on the golf team when our season starts. I'm on the I team, and I'm in the process of being on the National Honor Society.
My favorite class here in Conway schools would probably be Transition to College Math. And it probably just because it's not too hard of a math class, and but it relates to problems that you kind of enjoy doing. So it's more graphs, and it's not so much calculations as other classes. But as far as my teachers go, I mean, I like all my teachers. You know, Miss Kendrick, my old comm teacher, and Miss Neal, my Principles of Technology 2 teacher, and Miss Harris, my TCM teacher. This is the second year for me to be in Miss Harris's class. Last year I was in Algebra 2 with her, and this year now TCM.
I live with my mother and my stepfather, and my grandfather. She takes care of my grandfather, and that's it. I'm the baby of the family.
After I graduate, I plan. I want to go to University of Arkansas in Fayetteville, but I'm not sure really if I'm ready to leave yet. You know, leave home. So
I plan to go to college. Hopefully, majoring in business or probably computer engineering. Or that's probably my two choices.
My family consists of my mom and my dad, and Karen and Jim Hicks, and my three brothers, Justin, Ryan, and Steven. Justin is 22, and Ryan is 15, and Steven is 12. And then my dog, Zach, the golden retriever.
My favorite class is my world history class, Miss McCabe. That's because she actually teaches, she explains, she makes examples. She teaches something where you can just repeat exactly what she said and actually know what you're talking about. I like that class.
One good thing I can say about Conway High School is I really like the teachers and the administrators, just all the faculty members are real helpful, and like anytime, and the counselors, I mean, if you ever need anything, there's always somebody there to talk to, or, you know, and the teachers are always here before and after school to offer you help and stuff on different class assignments or stuff you don't understand.
The students and the faculty, they're nice. They help you. They try to do the best they can. They actually try to get involved with your life and actually try to help you achieve something and all that.
I think if Peyton Hillis, the fullback, keeps running the ball like he does and just keeps moving everybody out of the way, and he has a strong defense, and it's a shame about what happened to the running back, Scott Coulter, but I think they can go all the way. I'm rooting for them in ways too.
They some dogs. That's a good team. They second in the state. They hard working. The guys that I know that are on the team, they cool. They seem like they be working hard. They wouldn't be number 2 in the state if they wasn't. It's a good team.
Through the years, company presidents change, but since 1916, the leadership at Smith Ford Mercury has remained the same. The Smith family is now in its 4th generation as head of the oldest Ford dealership west of the Mississippi. The same great quality products and services are still evident. Many people say that buying from Smith Ford Mercury is like dealing with family, and that's because at Smith Ford Mercury, they treat you like family. Come see for yourself at Smith Ford Mercury, exit 127 in Conway.
Zach was just a regular kid until he discovered a family secret.
Whoa.
Your watch stops time?
I don't think time has stopped. I think we're just moving really fast.
Now,
I want that watch.
he's on a mission to rescue his father.
We got a problem. The kid is doing something freaky.
Before time runs out.
Watch this. Oh, yeah, that's what he said.
Order Clock Stoppers on in-demand pay-per-view. Hits for the entire family are easy to order on in-demand.
Welcome back to Charging Wildcat Stadium. I'm Jeff Matthews alongside Jim Files, and 21-0 right now. The Wampus Cats have the lead, and Jim, it has been a pretty good game, obviously, for the Wampus Cats, being up by 21. Could easily be 28. What do you see the Wampus Cats trying to do in the second half to keep the momentum, to keep the team interested, and not start to look forward to next week, which should be a battle of unbeatens with Little Rock McClellan?
The Wildcats will probably do what they were doing towards the end of the half, and they mixed it up a little bit with some of their base offense. And then they ran this spread offense, which was somewhat effective with the good passing, and so I would expect to see more of the spread. Probably more of the spread than we saw in the first half.
It will be something that we'll look at closely for the Wampus Cats is their secondary. The secondary is a little bit suspect. You have a drop-off.
Yeah.
No, Matt Fiddler's played well, but he isn't Scott Coulter. He knows that. And so a drop-off there. Quincy Strickland, Kenny Hell, and Seth Irons have been strong back there. But if they do have to go to the air, we'll see how they play.
And they've tried to do that tonight, and with some success, but it's been a bend but don't break Conway defense. That North Little Rock's gotten a couple of plays, but they haven't got the big play, and they haven't got the sustained drive, which you would expect from a young team and a young quarterback.
Let's run over the scoring for you in the first quarter. At 7:38 of the first quarter, Blake Edwards scored on a 1-yard touchdown run. The extra point was good, made it 7-0. The big play during that drive, a 48-yard pass from Blake Edwards to Kevin Wardlow. Kevin taken down inside the 1. The next play was the touchdown run by Blake Edwards. Peyton Hillis scored from 34 yards out at the 10:41 mark of the second quarter. The extra point was good, and I said it then, and I'll stand behind it. That's the best run I've ever seen by Peyton Hillis. It was one of those plays where I was, in my head, was adding up how many yards he had gotten and who tackled him.
Right.
That's where I was at in the call, when all of a sudden I realized he had shaken all of those players and was still on his feet, kept his balance enough to then score on. That's just amazing.
And we didn't even have the best perspective of it, as he was kind of running away from us.
Exactly.
But regardless, you're right. That was an incredible run, and something that we've come to expect from Peyton. Just his ability to shake off tackles, and then the speed that you don't expect from a guy that size.
In the second quarter, at the 6-minute mark, Blake Edwards scored from a yard out, his second touchdown of the night. Blake has played great tonight. I think this has been his best game so far. And his touchdown and extra point there made it 21-0. That's where we stand right now as we're about ready to start half number 2 from Charging Wildcat Stadium on the campus of North Little Rock High School. Again, next week is homecoming, one of only 2 home games left. Obviously, there are only 4 games left anyway. Next week will be week 7. You'll have 7, 8, 9, and 10. Week 7, 8, 9, and 10. Only 4 games left. 2 of those will be at home. 2, obviously, as you guessed it, on the road. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. And next week, Little Rock McClellan at home. Should be a very, very big game. Blake Reagan kicks the ball off to start the second half, and for the first time, the Charging Wildcats will have a chance to return the ball, and they do, down to the 25-yard line, where before the play is even blown dead, the Wampus Cat defense is running on the field at the far side. The return made by Fred Dockery, number 84, and the stop made by a host of Wampus Cats. First and 10, North Little Rock has the ball.
And that's the way Conway's defense operates, is fast.
Yeah.
Getting on the field before the play's even over. And this is a great chance for, and I don't know if the coaches are hoping this, and they're probably going to see it, a lot of passing from North Little Rock. It's going to be a great opportunity for the Conway secondary to work on their play.
I formation, Dixon back to pass. Quick throw, got his man. They picked on Matt Fiddler there, number 4, Charles Jones with the reception. And a quick play, good for a first down.
And like we were saying before this drive started, they can pass the ball, but can they put together a sustained drive? What are they going to do now? They've got one big play. They're past midfield. What are they going to do now?
They have moved the ball tonight. I don't have the stats in front of me officially, but I don't know if they've had a 3 and out. Maybe one, but other than that, they've had good drives, moved the ball, got a few first downs, but just haven't been able to sustain anything all the distance to score. Another pass play. Same play. Intercepted. Matt Fiddler gets his redemption. Matt is taken down with a high hit. Tackle made up high at the 40-yard line, but Matt Fiddler with the interception and the return. Conway with the interception gets the ball back, 1st and 10.
And just one of a few mistakes that Dixon's made tonight, but most of the mistakes we've seen him made are on overthrows. Maybe he's squeezing the ball too tight, but it's coming out too high. And he paid for it there.
Exact same route there, and you're right. His receiver, number 5, Bobby Knight, was open. He just overthrew him. But Matt Fiddler was there to make the pick, and Conway has the ball, 1st and 10. Edwards to Wardlow, far side. Kevin, great run down to the 45-yard line. Shook off a tackle and then carried a couple of charging Wildcats with him. And it is 2nd down and 5, gain of 5 for the junior Wardlow. The 5A Central is regarded around the state as the weakest of the 4 conferences, and probably so. Central is going to be better than people think. McClellan is tough. Bryant is going to be a good team in the playoffs, but top to bottom, probably the weaker of the 4 conferences.
But the top four in this division are head and shoulders above the rest. They're really good.
That's Peyton Hillis, a gain of 3. It will be 3rd down and 2. The point being, this year, they're saying that the 5A Central is the weaker of the 4. I see that changing. There is a lot of good underclassmen in this conference. Not to mention, we've talked about the Josh Dixons of the world and the Clark Irwins and the Mickey Danes from Little Rock Central, but you take the 2 people in the backfield for the Wampus Cats. People forget Peyton Hillis and Kevin Wardlow both are just juniors.
And you got to be careful about this North Little Rock team. Don't kick them too much while they're down. They've had a couple of bad years, and I'm counting this one as a bad one already. But they've got to learn how to tackle Peyton Hillis.
Well, everybody's got to learn how to tackle Peyton Hillis.
but they're going to be a force to be reckoned with this too. And I don't know if it's going to be a sudden thing of them start winning this year or even next, but they're going to be a force to reckon with in the next couple of years.
Gain of 8 on the play, call it 7. And it's good enough for a 1st down. Ball sits inside the 44 or 45-yard line there. And it's 1st and 10 Wampus Cats. One wide out to the near side. That's Brian McClain, I believe. Blake Edwards looks for him. Actually, Blake Edwards looks to keep. Nice spin move there. Look at that.
You know who that reminded me of?
J.C. Watts.
I was thinking about Jones last year. Conway starting
Jones.
No.
Dennis Jones.
Dennis Jones.
Who?
Dennis Jones.
Grace Jones?
Dennis Jones.
Dennis Jones. What are you talking about?
The starting quarterback for Conway last year, he did that several times. A little spin move.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's a non-typical spin move. We'll have to come up with a little dipsy-do name for it or something.
I like non-typical.
Non-typical. All right.
Good. Atypical, I think, is what they're supposed to be.
All right.
Atypical spin move. Wardlow, far side. He's got room. Room closed quickly. It looked like he was going to cut it back upfield, but he slipped on the far side. And the ball's at the 38-yard line. They'll put it down to 38. And the clock runs, 8:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. Conway up 21-0. Blake Edwards, again, as we mentioned earlier, I think is playing the best game of his senior season tonight. He's scored a couple of times, fallen in behind Jason Fowler. Not trying to do anything fancy. He's run the ball when he's needed to. He's made good decisions passing the ball.
I agree with you.
Blake's played well. Eric Bell is the wide out to the near side. 3rd down and 4. Kevin Wardlow. He's got a block, and he's got room to run. Wardlow, look at the speed.
Wow.
Out of bounds.
Wow.
Out of bounds.
All he had was a crease. He had a little room when he came around the corner, but then it turned into a crease, and he went right through it.
From the 38 down to the 10, a 28-yard gain for Kevin Wardlow, as he and Peyton Hillis are both on pace again to rush for more than 100 yards tonight. And if there's a better running back tandem in the state, I haven't heard of them, and I follow high school football pretty closely. A couple of good backs in Searcy. We need to give credit to Weston Dacus and Earl Young. Those two are solid up in Searcy. But these two, Kevin Wardlow and Peyton Hillis, are as good as anybody. Outside the 10, they can actually get a first down without getting a touchdown, just barely. Peyton Hillis has stood up again and finally goes down after a gain of 3. It will be 2nd down and 7.
And I believe Peyton Hillis just went over 100. And with the last run by Wardlow, he's up to 73 now. And that's the balance you get from Conway. It's kind of a thunder and lightning situation where Peyton Hillis is just booming the ball up the middle, and then Wardlow's just squirting outside. And
if I remember correctly, last year in the Log Cabin Democrat, their preseason football edition, I can't say that word very well, it had that headline, Thunder and Lightning.
All right, you got me for plagiarism. Go
Kyle
ahead.
Hillis
Yes.
and John Duhart.
Right.
But that's exactly what we see with these two. Dive for the end zone, and it's not quite enough, but I tell you what it may be good enough for is a first down.
We are wearing that 2-inch line out, I tell you what.
That's the 3rd time.
But the officials are doing a good job. I mean, they're calling it right from where I'm looking.
Yeah, you've got a post between.
Right.
Nathan Caldwell almost got a touchdown. That would have been great for Nathan. Gain of about 7 there for Nathan. And they'll measure if it's a first down, whatever it is, it's going to be a very short distance into the end zone. The ball is inside the 1. They'll stretch the chains here and see what we got. First down, 1st and goal from about the 7-inch line. 2-inch line.
I've been calling it all night.
2-inch line. You really got good eyes. I mean, I know you're older than me, but that's awesome. Good work.
8 carrots.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the carrots.
Bugs Bunny deal?
Yeah.
All right, 1st and goal. Does Blake Edwards add to his touchdown total tonight?
Oh, you might see it, yeah.
Or do you give one to Nathan Caldwell?
Well, you can't go wrong by giving a ball to Peyton Hillis.
Well, there you go.
That's a good call, too.
The steady Blake Edwards behind Jason Fowler. We got to give Jason Fowler 3 touchdowns tonight.
Oh, yeah, you're right about that.
Right in behind him.
For the Conway touchdown.
The extra point upcoming.
Edwards building a good case for player of the game.
No, I think
unless something,
Well, I'm trying to think what could happen that could sway my vote.
I don't know. You got Hillis over 100.
Yeah.
You got Wardlow approaching it and had some big plays. And if you combine his passing or receiving yards with his rushing yards, he's way over 100.
Extra point is good, and it is 28-0. 7:20 to play. Conway's got this one well under control. It's Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
A fishing guide in the bayou, a businessman downtown, a farmer down in Wiregrass country. As diverse as they all have one thing in common: Regions and Morgan Keegan. For millions of people across the South, Regions and Morgan Keegan offer the financial strength to do more. With over 720 locations, a commitment to customer service, and the investment strategy of a true industry leader. Regions and Morgan Keegan, the strength to help you do more.
Do you know the most common thing an American soldier says when he's dying on the battlefield? It's all my life. I love her.
Playing on pay-per-view, his leadership made them soldiers.
We will ride into battle, and this will be our horse.
Their courage made them heroes.
Those are my men out there, and I'm going in to get them.
From the makers of Braveheart, Mel Gibson, We Were Soldiers. Rated R, playing on pay-per-view.
Through the years, company presidents change. But since 1916, the leadership at Smith-Ford Mercury has remained the same. The Smith family is now in its 4th generation as head of the oldest Ford dealership west of the Mississippi. The same great quality products and services are still evident. Many people say that buying from Smith-Ford Mercury is like dealing with family. And that's because at Smith-Ford Mercury, they treat you like family. Come see for yourself at Smith-Ford Mercury, exit 127 in Conway.
7:20 to play in the 3rd quarter. Conway is up 28-0. We need to tell you about this because we're close to it happening. There is a mercy type rule, if you will, a good sport type rule in the AAA this year, the Arkansas Activities Association. And if a team goes up, well, I better stop talking about it because it's about to go away quickly. But if a team goes up, I don't have the rule book in front of me, but I think it's 35 points.
Right.
If a team goes up by 35 points in the second half of a game, the clock runs.
Right.
And we'll see if that happens if Conway scores again without North Little Rock scoring. But that is something that, and if it happens, we'll talk more about it. Nice return on the play by the charging Wildcats. And again, that Achilles heel, it makes me nervous to see the runs that the Conway Special Teams gives up on those kickoffs because they kick the ball off so often too. First and 10.
Ooh.
Who got him? You would guess.
Quentin Maxfield.
Quentin Maxfield.
This guy, he is so good, and I don't think he gets enough recognition.
I agree, he does.
But everybody runs away from this guy. He is that good, and if you do try to run it anywhere near him, you're going to get a hit like that.
That's number 44 we're talking about, Quentin Maxfield. He's on the defensive line. 3 down linemen. He's set up on the far side in the 3-point stance. Second down. He's being double teamed here.
Right through Brian Wilson's hands, and look at him, the disgust.
Brian Wilson.
He was looking at the goal line, Jeff.
You know, he was acting like the Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys in that one, because you would think he would have caught it. Our Brian Wilson would have caught it.
He had some suntan lotion on his hands or something.
Third down and 11, and Brian Wilson's still disappointed in himself. He was seeing his name in the paper, scored a touchdown,
I promise
being
you,
on the TV.
He was not looking at that ball. He was looking at the goal line.
6.5 minutes to play. The clock stops at 6:34 with the incomplete pass. Shotgun formation for the charging Wildcats. Quick ball fake and a pass. Out of bounds. It'll be 4th down and 11. Well, and again, we've talked about this. This is the thing that the Wampus Cat defensive coaches have to be pleased about. A, they're pitching a shutout, which is great. But B, in this second half, their secondary is being challenged, and they needed that.
You're right.
Not only the secondary to be challenged, but for the defensive line to have to pass rush some, the linebackers to make sure they have all of their positions filled and be in the right place, whether it's a blitz or dropping back in coverage. This is good for the Arkansas,
for the Conway Wampus Cats. Yeah. The only thing bad about it is that we know they're passing and they're not even pretending to run the ball.
Brian Lang punched the ball and Quincy Strickland makes the fair catch, but there is a flag down, and it's going to be the halo rule where you can't be within a couple of yards.
He got touched. So, and that Quincy Strickland's another guy. We had a big question mark when Coulter went out. Our great punt returner. Who's going to return punts? And that is something that is overlooked on a lot of teams. That's a hard job. You got guys coming down there trying to take your head off, and you've got to decide whether you're going to run it or you're going to fair catch it.
Well, I mistakenly mentioned Arkansas a second ago, but I mean, if you follow the Razorbacks at all, that's something they've had trouble with.
Right, you're
trying
right.
to find somebody. Finally, DeCorey Birmingham has kind of stepped up and taken that role. But that's a team of 100 scholarship athletes, and you can't find somebody to return punts.
Right.
So the Wampus Cats are obviously very fortunate to have somebody like Quincy Strickland, who has stepped up and just done a great job. Wampus Cats have great field position. They're at the 38. Edwards keeps, cuts up field, and gains about 4 yards down to the 34-yard line. It'll be second down. Starters still in there for Coach Kenny Smith. It's a conference game, and they're all important. This one, for all intents and purposes, is out of hand, but he's still going to leave the starters in there probably through this quarter, I would think.
And you see Coach Smith starting to have more confidence in Edwards as well. I mean, he's starting to get more and more plays as we're watching.
Nathan Caldwell is number 21, set up in the wingback position on the far side. Edwards, option play, pitches it to Kevin Wardlow. Unbelievable.
Look at that speed. My gosh.
That's not fair.
No, and the pitch, you give Edwards a lot of credit on that. He waited till he had a guy touching him to make that pitch, and it was right on the money. Wardlow didn't have to change his speed at all. He was running full blast when he got that ball, and he was gone from the second he got it.
You can't. How do you describe speed like that? I mean, it's just silly. It's just silly speed.
Yes.
Kevin Wardlow scores from 34 yards out in about a second and a half. And it's about to be 35-0, and we're about to have our question answered about this mercy rule in the AAA this year.
Ooh.
Almost blocked, but it is good. Blake Reagan gets it through, and it's 35-0. 5 minutes and 42 seconds to play in a Conway rout. Come back with us. It's Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
It's huge. It's gigantic. It's the mega truck sale at the United Motor Company in Conway. Take advantage of mega savings like the new 2002 Dodge Quad Cab SLT 1500 with at least $67.50 off MSRP or 0% interest for 60 months. Plus, get peace of mind on all new vehicles in stock with our 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain pledge. Hurry, these mega savings won't last long during the mega truck sale at the United Motor Company in Conway. We'll beat the big city boys by a country mile.
I remember it like it was yesterday. Bobby said he needed a haircut, and I was only trying to help. While Mom was in the kitchen, I slipped in the bathroom and got my dad's clippers. And well, the rest is history. I guess some things are better left to the professionals.
Not all lessons have to be learned the hard way. Get the most from your advertising budget. Advertise on Conway Corporation Cable. Call 450-6025.
If Conway is your new hometown, let John Walters Chevrolet be your new hometown dealership. Here at John Walters Chevrolet, you'll find hometown folks who care about you. No pressure from this sales department, just good, honest value. Like this extended Chevy Trailblazer with a new third seat at a price that will surprise you. John Walters Chevrolet will solve your transportation problems, not create new ones. Whether Conway's your hometown or you're a nearby neighbor, shop John Walters Chevrolet. Exit 127 Conway.
5:42 to play in the third quarter. Conway has taken a 35-0 lead, and this mercy rule, this good sport type rule that we've heard about, we're waiting to see if that actually happens. We'll know in a moment when there would normally be a stop of the clock, if that will actually occur. Blake Reagan will kick off. Conway's up 35-0. 3 1-yard touchdown runs by Blake Edwards, a 34-yard touchdown run by Peyton Hillis, and a 34-yard touchdown run by Kevin Wardlow. Those and the 5 extra points make up the 35 points that the Wampus Cats have scored tonight. Defenses look great. They've given up a few big plays, but nothing in the end zone, and that's what they're trying to do, is win the scoreboard battle.
They've been solid. The only thing you can come close to pointing a finger at is the kickoff coverage.
You see the officials huddling there before the play started, and that may be what they're talking about, is this new rule to make sure that the clock actually runs.
And you see them telling them to start the clock. We'll see if they stop it.
It'll stop off. It would have normally stopped on an incomplete pass or on a ball going out of bounds. New quarterback in for the charging Wildcats, number 8, Tim Mason, showing some nice speed there as he got out of bounds. And the clock does stop at 5:27. And so maybe it's got to be more than 35 points before this mercy rule is intact.
Okay.
They stopped it.
We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and it is. It's something interesting, something new this year. Here it is.
This game is being played under the mercy rule. The clock will continue to run.
And that's got to be demoralizing, you would think,
it
for a
does
team
have to be demoralizing.
I get a chill just hearing them make that announcement.
And you can imagine if you're wearing the blue and the white of North Little Rock on the field. That is blue, right?
Yes.
And we apologize if you're listening to us for the first time. Jim and I are both colorblind, and we struggle.
It's a darker color blue.
It is. It's a darker blue.
And Quentin Maxfield is just in the backfield.
Look at number 90.
Yeah, he had an interception.
Nathan Bunning. I tell you what, talking about people that saw their picture in the paper and their face on TV.
Right.
Nathan Bunning was feeling that right there.
Yeah, but he should be patting Quentin Maxfield on the back. He's the one that blocked that ball. You know, the only thing surprising, I'm not surprised that Conway's winning this game, but I'm surprised that North Little Rock hadn't scored because their offenses look good at times. And when we see a new quarterback here, we can see if he can get something going. But I think you just got to give the Conway defense a lot of credit.
They've been phenomenal tonight. 35-0 the score. Mason back to pass, gets away, but he's slippery down to the 35-yard line. And it will be third down? Third down and 5.
Nathan Bunning coming in, getting a hit. I'm sure he's got some frustration he's wanting to let out.
I have not seen Nathan Bunning have that much energy, and he's tapped on top of the helmet by big number 75, Tyler Vernon. And Tyler will set up right over the football and be the nose guard. And Nathan Bunning gets congratulations on the far side. Good job by Nathan, the 5'5", 210-pound senior. Little spark plug.
Yeah.
Does a great job out there. Mason to pass. And Kenny Smith was open, but that was it on the far sideline. It'll be 4th down and 5. And I'll tell you talked about it being demoralizing for the charging Wildcats. I don't know if you saw it or not, but there was a certain spark to the Wampus Cat defense, too, when that announcement was made.
Right, and I'm sure that's what they were playing for, too, when they came out. You've got to have something to motivate a team. And they, they don't want to rub it in North Little Rock's face, but you've got to have something to keep a team motivated. And that probably was one of their goals coming out.
And that's one of the reasons
to get that.
We most likely saw the starters up to that point.
Right.
Well, they're about to get the ball back. Conway is, and we'll see then if Coach Kenny Smith leaves the starters in or not. Nice punt there by Brian Lang as it goes out of bounds or out down at the 33-yard line. And Conway will take over 1st and 10. 2:49 to play in the 3rd quarter. We have a flag on the play. We'll keep it here for just a second and see what the flag is. They're going to talk it over.
Against Conway.
Holding against Conway, and that's going to back the Wampus Cats up a little bit before they get started with their drive 1st and 10. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. 2:49 to play in the 3rd quarter. Conway's up 35-0.
Hey, buddy, we gotta talk. There's something big going on. Full throttle financing, 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest until April on any Kawasaki ATV, jet ski, watercraft, or motorcycle. Make room in your garage, my friend.
Because your new toy is gonna need a home.
I'd put it in my home. Full throttle financing is available now, but you gotta hurry. Good times go fast, man. Fast like a cheetah.
Fast like a race car.
Fast like your last girlfriend.
See your Kawasaki dealer, Duncan Outdoors, serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years.
Welcome to the annual ESPN the Magazine Sports Mascot Picnic. Every year, pro and college mascots come from all over to talk about how much they love ESPN the Magazine. You know more mascots subscribe to ESPN the Magazine than any other sports magazine in the world? And every new subscriber gets this ESPN the Magazine fleece pullover absolutely free.
Get 26 issues 1 year for just $1 an issue.
Hey, pick up the phone and call for ESPN the Magazine and your free fleece pullover.
We've been together a long time, but it's time to move on. You've changed a lot. You're hard to reach, and when I finally do, you seem 1,000 miles away. I came by around 5 o'clock. I knocked and knocked, but you obviously weren't there. So, I went next door.
2:49 to go, and the penalty there before we took a break was, well, we're taking a timeout here, and I don't know if you can see it on the far side there, but on the far side, Coach Kenny Smith has wanted an explanation about this because all of a sudden they had this penalty called, and they were going to give the ball back to North Little Rock, and that's why he called a timeout here, was to get the explanation as to why. Coach Kenny Smith had his offense set up down on the 30-yard line, ready to run an offensive play. Well, the charging Wildcat offense was set up down here on the 40, ready to run an offensive play. Offense against offense might be entertaining, but I don't know if that's the way the game was intended.
Well, you know, that's a play you definitely don't want to see a holding on if you're Kenny Smith.
Exactly right. And that's where he will preach to these kids, keep your minds in the game. Don't make silly mistakes.
And that on a punt that, you know, we didn't even have a chance of returning.
Right. And that's exactly what's going to happen. The charging Wildcats are going to keep possession of the ball. They'll have it 1st and 10. The clock did stop here. We're still new to this mercy rule thing. And apparently the mercy rule, the clock runs while the ball is in possession of one team. But if there's a change possession, they would have stopped. In this case, they probably could have kept it running because there's no change
it never changed possession,
but
right?
We're all new to this. Conway still leading 35-0. Tim Mason looks and throws. Intended for number 4, that's Charles Jones, rather. Charles Rogers is a receiver for Michigan State. So that wouldn't be who was here. That's Charles Jones.
Probably not.
Another flag on the play. And you hope that there isn't a sense of frustration that the Wampus Cats will have here as the game carries on. I think I'm picking up on this mercy rule deal, Jim. I think a flag stops the clock.
Oh.
Because that's what happened on the last one. I'm getting a confirmation from our crack staff that a flag stops the clock.
5 yards stepped off against North Little Rock.
A crack. What? There's a broken wrist. An injury. Not a broken wrist, an injury.
The penalty was declined.
Sometimes nonverbal communication can be a A little confusing.
Back to the game, Jeff.
Back to the game. Here we go. 2nd and 10. The clock's running. That's good. Got places to go. Tim Mason under center. He's looked good. I've been impressed with him. Mason overthrows his receiver there. That wasn't good.
He's looked good running the ball. I didn't see too much from the passing yet.
Tim is a junior, and he was one of the other players that was up for the starting quarterback job at the start of the year, along with Bobby Knight and George Halcomb. Halcomb is a transfer in from Columbia, Missouri. And it will be 3rd down and 10. 3rd down and 10, 35-0. The Wampus Cats have the lead. We have the official word on the mercy rule now. Flags, timeouts, and something else.
Incompletions?
Scores. Big stop. A fumble on the play, and it's going to be a Conway ball. We were trying to figure that out. And it's going to be Conway with the football. They will get the ball at the own 41-yard line. Injuries, flags, injuries, and called timeouts.
Hey, let's go back to the game, Jeff. Conway has the ball again, right?
All right, let's start getting some of these new players in. Number 11, Heath Dow, comes to the near sideline. There's our sophomore quarterback we were telling you about earlier. That's Brandon Solberg. Brandon's a left-handed quarterback and throws a good tight spiral. I like watching him throw the football. Hand off to number 29. That's Bobby Watson. Bobby with a nice carry of about 3 yards. And it will be 2nd down. We had a chance to watch pregame warm-ups today. And just watching Brandon throw the ball, you have to wonder next year if he's the starting quarterback, how would that affect the wing T? It's been here forever for Coach Kenny Smith. It'll be here next year with Peyton Hillis and Kevin Wardlow. But wouldn't that be a great weapon to have, somebody who really could throw the football?
Right. Well, and we've had some guys that could throw it pretty good. But, yeah, you're saying a top-level just passing quarterback.
Exactly.
We're still going to run the ball, Jeff.
Well, good, and I hope we do.
But it'll make the running even better.
Senior Brian Burton. I tell you the thing I love about Brian Burton. He wears number 27 there. Before the game, again, talking about the pregame warm-ups, I was standing outside the press box here, and I kept hearing this voice leading all of the chants and the cheers of the Wampus Cats while there were 100+ Wampus Cats strong on the one half of the field doing their stretching and everything. There was one player out there leading all of that verbally, and that was Brian Burton, the senior. Doesn't get to play a lot, but a senior leader, works hard, and the type of kid that you know Kenny Smith loves having on this football team. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll come back with quarter number 4 next. It's 35-0. Conway has the comfortable lead. The 4th quarter is next. Stick around on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
It was the closest game I'd ever played in. We were losing by 1, had 2 outs, and a man on 3rd. Then this happened. And yes, I've worn a belt ever since.
Not all lessons have to be learned the hard way. Get the most from your advertising budget. Advertise on Conway Corporation Cable. Call 450-6025.
A fishing guide in the bayou, a businessman downtown, a farmer down in Wiregrass country. As diverse as they are, they all have one thing in common: Regions and Morgan Keegan. For millions of people across the South, Regions and Morgan Keegan offer the financial strength to do more. With over 720 locations, a commitment to customer service, and the investment strategy of a true industry leader. Regions and Morgan Keegan, the strength to help you do more.
My mommy and daddy and poppy have bought lots of homes from Pan McDowell Properties. And when we grow up, we're going to buy our homes from Pan McDowell Properties too.
Generations after generations have bought from Pan McDowell Properties. First home or growing family home, Pan McDowell Properties knows the neighborhoods in Conway and Faulkner County. It's a Pam McDowell promise that you'll always get the best personal service available for your family and your family to come. Pam McDowell Properties wants to be your real estate agency.
Could you spend the night on the world's largest ghost ship? Enter ABC Family's 13 Nights of Halloween sweepstakes, and you could win a VIP weekend in Los Angeles on board the Queen Mary. You'll experience an exclusive ghost hunt and maybe catch a ghost of your own.
Fourth quarter about to start at Charging Wildcat Stadium on the campus of North Little Rock High School. I'm Jeff Matthews. The man to my right is Jim Files, and we're proud to bring you Conway Wampus Cat football. And, well, that wasn't good. A little quick on the start there. It looks like
Spencer Shadrack got the he got the snap count just a little off there.
And Spencer made a U-turn. Instead of running onto the field or back onto the field, he just made a U-turn and ran back next to
Coach,
the coach.
Coach, I thought it was on one.
It's easy to laugh when you're up by 35. I know this is tough for the North Little Rock fans to have to sit through. And these things are cyclical, though. The Wampus Cats were on this end of the ball a few times. That's Brian Burton. Is the senior going to score? Well, he's taken down at the 25-yard line. Great run by number 27, the vocal leader of this squad, Brian Burton.
And as we watch Brian Burton run, you know, Conway's so talented. Brian Burton's a guy that could probably start for a lot of teams, you know? And it's a shame he doesn't get to see a lot of playing time. Because you can see right there, he's got some ability.
Heath Dow brings the play on. He's number 11. Number 55, I think that's our buddy Jake Cummins. It is. He's at the center position with Brandon Solberg behind him. Brandon takes the snap. Second handoff is to number 15. That's Kyle Daniels. Kyle doesn't pick up much there. It'll be second down. Second down and 10. For the Wampus Cats, 10 minutes and 40 seconds to play. Again, if you're just joining us, it's 35-0. 35-0, the Wampus Cats have the lead, and we are in what is called the Mercy Rule. It's the first year of this in the AAA, the Arkansas Activities Association, for those of you who don't know what that acronym is.
Thanks for explaining that.
You're welcome. And with that, the clock will run now except for flags on the plays, injuries, or timeouts that are called. So other than that, we'll have a running clock here. So if you're watching the clock on your screen, you'll see that it continues to run at times that it might have normally stopped. That's why, because it's the Mercy Rule. Third down and about 6 for the Wampus Cats. The ball is at the 21-yard line.
And having a lead like this is only good for Conway as far as their depth go. They get to put a lot of guys in that don't normally get to see playing time. And as we've seen already this year, injuries can allow these players to, one play away from these guys getting to play at positions.
Handoff to 27, that's Brian Burton, and he will not get enough for a first down. It will be fourth down, and let's see what Coach Kenny Smith wants to do, if he wants Blake Reagan to try a pretty long field goal attempt or if he'll go for it. It's going to be fourth down and almost 5. Looks like Coach is going to go for it, and Kenny Smith's a class act. If there is a class act in high school football, it's Kenny Smith. And as much as he would love his kids to get in the end zone again, I think he'd be happy just with a few yards here and either keep the drive alive or just give the ball back over in a gentlemanly way to the charging Wildcats.
And that's definitely all he's trying to do.
Handoff and not a.
So you won't see a trick play or a pass. Exactly. He's just trying to run the clock out.
And the clock will continue to run. We're under 9 minutes to go now. On the carry that time for the Wampus Cats was number 29, Bobby Watson. And North Little Rock will take over first and 10. Well, the Wampus Cats are about to move to 6-0, 3-0 in conference play. They will be one of, there were 4 unbeatens in Class 5A going into tonight. Little Rock McClellan plays Little Rock Hall. That should be a victory. Jonesboro has a game against Mountain Home, a team they should beat. Springdale plays at home tonight against Russellville. Russellville, the preseason number 1. Could they sneak up and beat Springdale? We'll
see. They could.
If that happens, Conway could move to the number 1 spot in the state. Right now, it's Springdale 1, Conway 2 in most statewide polls. Pass on the far side from Mason to his receiver. It's a completed pass there to number 19, That is Sean Thomas, and it will be second down. Second down for the charging Wildcats. We say all that to say all eyes of high school football next week are going to be on John McConnell Stadium. This could be one of those crowds like we normally see reserved for the Russellvilles or Cabots of the world. Next week in Little Rock McClellan, 2 unbeaten teams. You can expect Keith Jackson Sr. to be in the stands as his son will be playing, and the Razorbacks, incomplete pass there intended for number 83. That's Brad Owens. But with the Razorbacks being in town for an afternoon game on Saturday in Fayetteville, you'd assume Keith Jackson Sr. will take advantage of being in town to see his son play, especially in a game that will feature 2 unbeaten squads, if everything holds true for McClellan tonight, and it should.
Right.
So that next week is going to be one of those electric nights at John McConnell
I really
Stadium.
need to get there early. That has all the makings of just a really good game.
If you want a chair, if you want a place to sit next week,
well,
you need to be there early.
And I have a feeling you won't be sitting in it, but a place just to stand.
A place to stand. An elevated place to stand next week. Mason back to pass. Pass is caught by number 4. That's Charles Jones. Out of bounds on the far side in front of the Wampus Cats. And it will be first and 10 for the charging Wildcats. It's been a long night for the Wildcats. Again, they are trailing 35-0. If you are just joining us on the broadcast tonight, Blake Edwards has scored 3 times, 3 one-yard plunges right behind his center, Jason Fowler. Peyton Hillis scored on the best run I've ever seen Peyton run. It was unbelievable, 34-yard run. Kevin Wardlow also a 34-yard touchdown run. That happened in the third quarter. Those 5 scores and the extra points, the 35 points tonight for the Wampus Cats. Pass is complete to number 27. Not even
22.
close, 22. I mean, I can see him, but my eyes are still bad. I can read numbers.
Well, it's close to 27.
It's almost 5 away from 27. Quentin Riley with the catch. Number 30. It's Corey Coburn with the stop. Let's get some of these Wampus Cats who are on the field for you. Lewis Pike, number 3. Also number 5, Sam Edwards. And number 10, Trent Jefferson, the defensive secondary for the Wampus Cats. Mason back to pass. He is being chased and now is, my goodness, what a great run. Talk about your athleticism. He left number 68, Matt Wicker, who was doing a good job in pursuit back there around the 30-yard line, and that run was good enough for a first down. Pretty exciting player.
Why not put him at tailback?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Him and Josh Dixon in the backfield, that would be, yeah.
Who was the team we saw play? Did we see somebody play last year that set up 2 quarterbacks?
Yes, we did.
Was that Southside? I don't remember who we saw
No, it wasn't
play.
Southside, I don't think.
Pick.
Whoa, it was an opportunity for one.
Lewis Pike almost with the interception on the far side. But there was somebody we saw play last year against somebody. I don't remember who it was. McClellan. It was against me. It was McClellan. Thank you. Again, our crack staff. Steve Stone on top of that one. McClellan last year set up 2 players in essentially what was a shotgun formation. You didn't know who was going to get the snap.
Right.
Something like that with these 2 guys would drive a defense.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So,
But they didn't have too much effectiveness out of that.
No, I was gonna see what
but it
was
does keep a defense guessing, and you could see that it could be effective.
yeah, that offensive setup got McClellan exactly 0 points a year ago against Conway. Long pass downfield. That was the best chance for a score tonight. Number 4, Charles Jones was there. Tim Mason with a good pass, but it was incomplete, and it will be third down for the charging Wildcats. 4.5 minutes to go, and the clock runs as we are in that mercy rule time of high school football. And again, looking back on it now, that's exactly what Coach Kenny Smith was trying to get to. Get to that 35-point barrier and then call off the dogs. Pull it off and let your second and third teamers play. Mason back to pass, looks and throws.
Oh!
Big hit. Is he all right? Yeah, he's going to be okay. That's 83, Brad Owens.
That could have been very violent collision there.
Number 3, Lewis Pike is back there. Also number, is that 90? 96? 98. Where you at, Jim?
98, I'm sorry.
There's no, we've got
98.
104 players on the roster and no number 98. Do you have anything on your other roster there for 98
no,
for us?
I don't.
Okay, well that's a good player. Mr. Number 98.
Huh.
Whoever he is. Mason looks, throws. He's got Charles Jones. Taken down by Corey Coburn, out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
Well, we lost Shea Jones at the beginning of the year, so maybe we've signed a free agent before they printed these again.
Is that what it is?
It's the high school free agency.
Oh, okay.
Now I don't know which school we took him from.
Well,
I don't know
or who it is. So.
Yeah.
3:28 to play. There was a flag on the play, so we will stop the clock here.
The clock stopping?
Well, it's a penalty or an injury or a timeout. We've learned that. Let's take a quick break on this stoppage of play. We need to get one more in here for our sponsors. 3:28 to play. We'll come back with you real quickly on Conway Corporation Channel 81.
Hey, buddy, we gotta talk. There's something big going on. Full throttle financing, 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest until April on any Kawasaki ATV, jet ski, watercraft, or motorcycle. Make room in your garage, my friend.
Because your new toy is gonna need a home.
I'd put it in my home. Full throttle financing is available now, but you gotta hurry. Good times go fast, man. Fast like a cheetah.
Fast like a race car.
Fast like your last girlfriend.
See your Kawasaki dealer, Duncan Outdoors, serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years.
If Conway is your new hometown, let John Walters Chevrolet be your new hometown dealership. Here at John Walters Chevrolet, you'll find hometown folks who care about you. No pressure from this sales department, just good, honest value. Like this extended Chevy Trailblazer with a new third seat at a price that will surprise you. John Walters Chevrolet will solve your transportation problems, not create new ones. Whether Conway's your hometown or you're a nearby neighbor, shop John Walters Chevrolet. Exit 127.
A fishing guide in the bayou, a businessman downtown, a farmer down in Wiregrass country. As diverse as they are, they all have one thing in common: Regions and Morgan Keegan. For millions of people across the South, Regions and Morgan Keegan offer the financial strength to do more. With over 720 locations, a commitment to customer service, and the investment strategy of a true industry leader. Regions and Morgan Keegan, the strength to help you do more.
3 minutes and 24 seconds to go. The clock begins to run again as they set the ball down. 4th down and a bunch here for the charging Wildcats. Mason looks to throw. Downfield. Tip. And it almost intercepted, and it will be incomplete, and the Wampus Cats will take over. They will have pretty good field position
Good
here.
play by Sam Edwards back there. It looked like a good pass, and if he wouldn't have tipped that could have been another touchdown as well. So good coverage back there by Edwards.
Conway's going to have the ball at the 42-yard line, the charging Wildcat 42, and it is going to be 1st and 10 there. I'm going to have to scoot out of here in just a couple of minutes, Jim. You'll have to take us the rest of the way in what will be a Wampus Cat win. But again, if you'll stick around, Jim will have the final scoring totals for you and give you some information on next week's game, Conway and Little Rock McClellan. That's coming up in just a few minutes on Conway Corporation Channel 81. Flag on the play as number 15, Kyle Daniels, has the carry, and he gets down to about the 40-yard line, but we'll see what the flag is on the play. And it's holding against the Wampus Cats, and it will be...
The alley gates are now open for your exiting convenience.
I guess I can go now. The exiting gates are open. All right, and with that, I guess I'll check out. Jim, you got it. 35-0. The Wampus Cats have the lead. Jim will take you the rest of the way, and I'll see you next week from John McConnell Stadium when the Wampus Cats take on Little Rock McClellan. Homecoming, and it should be a great one next week. Jim, good luck. Get us a win.
All right. Holding on Conway is going to set them back 5. Solberg under center. And that play stopped for a loss, or no gain. As Billy Norman runs up the middle.
Norman on the carry. Second and 16.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 16 with 2 minutes, 6 seconds to go. Again, the score 35-0. A little room to run there. as Vince Killing runs around the outside.
Vince Killing on the carry. Ricky Mizuzu on the stop. 3rd and 12.
Picks up about 5 there. It's a long way to go for Conway. 3rd and 12. 1:28 to go. Vince Killing around the end for a short gain. Conway's going to have a 4th down here, and want to be one of their few punts tonight.
Will travel to War Memorial Stadium and play the Catholic High Rockets.
As they're gonna go for it here. They're just trying to run the clock out with 51 seconds to go. And it's been hard to stop this whole second half as the mercy rule has been in effect. And this will probably be the last play of the game. Unless the flags come out. Looks like it might have been a little early start. Yeah. And you expect that somewhat with the second teamers in there. They're not used to being in there. And somebody got the count wrong on that one, or just a little early start. And now we got 4th and 15. 27 seconds to go. And this should be the last play of the game, if they even run a play. All right, they're going to have to. The play clock's running down. And Billy Norman runs the clock out on a short gain. Let me run down the scoring for you. In the first half, at 7:38, Edwards runs for 1 yard. That was had the big play by Wardlow. Scores Conway 7. North Little Rock nothing. Second period, 10:41. Hillis gets a 34-yard run to make the score Conway 14-0. Again in the second at 6 minutes, Edwards had a 1-yard run to make the score 21-0. Then we go to the third. Conway with a touchdown at 7:20 on an Edwards quarterback sneak for 1 yard to make the score 28-0. And then again in the third quarter at 5:42, Wardlow on a big 34-yard TD run to make the score 35-0, which is your final. This is Jim Files for Jeff Matthews for Conway Corporation, Conway Corp, Channel 81. See you next week.